could sit here and read live commercials and just make tons of money for the company. I could tell you the same thing over and over again.
I can't be tagged as the guy who's a dick.
They must be so jealous of me. I'm so successful, and they're just kind of not. You know what I mean? I feel the jealousy. That's why I don't leave my house. Don't you also sort of harbor some resentment, even though it's not logical, but you resent your baby for being in the way of your career?
Because we don't want the Japs anymore, man.
Because I want respect.
Some people say our show was the first reality show. I don't think there's one thing I've ever said on the radio that would have been found indecent or obscene. The secret to my show is honesty, reality, that I will say the truth.
I've been in the game for 10 years making rap tunes, ever since Honeys was wearing Sassoon. Now it's 95 and they clock me and watch me, diamond shining looking like I robbed Liberace. It's all good from Diego to the Bay. Your city is the bomb if your city making pay. Throw up a finger if you feel the same way. Dre putting it down for California. California knows how to party. California knows how to party. In the city of LA, in the city of good old Watts, in the city of Compton. We keep it rockin', we keep it rockin'. Welcome, Mr. Jovial. What's he got going on over here? I have an intro from my man Bon Jovial here that Sarah, you can't play this enough. And this is from the filmmaker that is the Sarah.
After believe we are magic.
Australia is a wonderful island with a treasure trove of unique plants, animals, and people.
That's a lie. It has to be protected.
Australia is free of many pests and diseases that are commonplace around the world.
That's a sign of aggression. You can see how she's got her mouth slightly ajar. She's got her teeth showing.
I love that bit.
Declare everything and go to Australia.
I could watch this over and over again.
She did such a good job on that. And thank God I found that again. Criminal, we've only played it about 3 times maybe at most. The last one, this one, and one other time. Right? That's just 3. Bon, are you getting a delay on the chat? Some weirdness that I'm getting.
Let me have a look.
I just see Horatius, Dangles, and Anthony. Before I saw Sarah talking about our goal for the month. And I don't see it now. It just kind of vanished.
Yeah, there's a delay. Yeah, I see the goal above.
I don't see anything else. I saw Tiger Lily McCracken. That's the real Tiger Lily, but that's not there anymore. So I don't know.
There for me.
Okay, it's there for you.
Do you want to come in and out?
I could do that. I don't know if it's going to help me with the chat. Hold on a second.
Yeah, let me play my
You're one of my kind. Yeah, play whatever you want. There's Melvin.
Demonic. Is that scaring anyone or is it not?
It is scary.
The underworld gentleman.
That sounds like what the anthem for Darkseid and Calabac and Steppenwolf in Apocalypse would be had they used Apocalypse. Yep. That is very, very, very scary.
It's kind of like that music in Eyes Wide Shut when Cruz goes to the party. Yeah. How about this song? Armageddon.
Sorry about that, guy.
You were saying before the show this is your favorite song.
Public domain, and I copyright, and I am public
It's all right.
domain.
It's all right. It's less than 6 seconds.
There's no, I know, I'm not. That was jock rock for a while. That was music for people who don't like music. The year I want to say that thing came out in the late '90s at some point.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
they
it was
played at stadiums and stuff.
disgusting song.
Chumbawamba, is that the band?
Chumbo, yeah, and
Okay.
that song's called Tub Thumping. It
Well-
just makes no sense to me at all. Like Chumbawamba, and the song's called Tub Thumping.
Yeah, and they don't. There's nothing worse than a song where the title is not in the the chorus or the bulk of the lyrics. There's nothing worse than that. There's so many songs you think is something else and it's not, and there's a whole list of those. Welcome, Kylo, Sierra Alpha, Anthony, Melvin with a fried chicken cutlet hoagie update. I have those pictures for you, Melvin. There's too much to do right now. Bond, do you want to start with something, or you want me to just read this article I found? What would you rather do?
Well, I'll kick off with a quick request.
Okay.
From a fan.
Okay, that's right. Okay, do it.
A few weeks ago, the bloke. Well, I mean, he loved. Oh, let me just. Gosh, it's what time is it? It's 9. It's 10 past 9 a.m. here. We got the live stand-up shows, which famously John destroyed it with this.
Oh, come on, man! You gonna stop with that?
With a bit of his Keith Richards, we got a request for a Monique's stand-up set, and I thought, no, I won't play the whole thing, but we'll just play my favorite. We'll play it from my favorite part of Monique's live stand-up set from 2020.
Ooh, you suck. You know what? Fuck all of you. Like, I don't care about you people. You are clearly really fucked up. Who the fuck do you think you are? You know, it's my fucking show, so I don't want to do the type of show that you want to do. And I'm not really a dick to anybody because I don't care about you that much. So just fucking, if you're not having fun with like listening to the show, or when it stops being fun for you, then you move on. Don't get your tits in an uproar about I don't care. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a great night.
There it is.
You kid, if she actually went on stage and just unapologetically did exactly that, do you know how funny that would be? It would just be that alternative comedy. You ever see Fred Armisen on Saturday Night Live does a lot of that, where it's just like nonsensical, segues and non sequiturs. That if she just did that, that would be the funniest thing in the world. And
It
just
would
didn't give a
be.
shit. Honestly,
As long-
if you just owned it like that.
As long as she doesn't do this.
Sorry, excuse me. Schwarzedums.
Or that.
She combined Schwarze with Hasidim. I don't even know that line. That's pretty crazy.
Now,
That's so new.
now, John, give us what you got. Give us what you got.
Donnie, take off your shoes. We're going to chop off your fucking feet. I want to let everybody know that I finished Sarah and I did a 5-hour and 18-minute Donnie Brasco commentary watch along. I really worked my ass off. I dare you to find any Patreon that gives you that much material in one fell swoop. And we're not even done. Bon Jovial decided he got so guilt-ridden he didn't do it, that he now wants to do his version of it with the regular theatrical cut. And it just gives me an excuse to do a eulogy homage for Bruno Kirby and Anne Heche, which I forgot to do in the hour opening I did, which was really mostly Michael Madsen versus Depp, which is a great feud.
And I've only listened to the hour because at the end of when Sarah came on, I decided not to listen anymore because I'm gonna see if I'll do my commentary.
I don't know. We have different thoughts, you might have your own. I don't know if I'm gonna give you? What do you think? You're gonna like you'll glean from what I say and not have your own thoughts? Is that what you're fearful of?
Yeah, I might. Yeah, exactly. I just want to be like, because there's so many parts that are just crazy, and it'd just be interesting to listen to your version afterwards and see if we agreed on intersecting moments.
Yeah, I
But
want to do it with you because you're one of the few people I know that almost have a passion for it as much as I do. And I say
oh my
almost.
God, it's the best. It is, and your first hour for an advertisement for that Patreon. That first hour was magical. Like you were on fire, and you had that stuff with Michael Madsen, all that stuff. I've never heard of that before,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was
He's
fascinated. And the best part was how you were talking about Depp going to one of the screenings before they released it,
Oh yeah,
and
they had a screening for the cast, which I did not know until he said that, and Madsen said that, and that what Madsen said, and I don't know how much I believe, but I don't know why you make this up. He said that Depp was so disenchanted with because Sonny Black got too much screen time in the original cut of the movie that I just can't see him doing that. Sonny Black is instrumental to the movie, and the, Depp was the only thing, if that's true, the only thing I can see is that Depp was mad that the real Joe Pistone, it's his story, it's his truth, and you want the focus on the guy who took all the risk for 6 years. That's the only
yeah.
thing I can think of to defend it, if that's
Yeah,
true.
because that fascinated me so much because it is my favorite. It is like you said in it. It's in my top 10 movies of all time, and the fact that if Depp did did say, well, I don't like this cut because the whole movie is about Sonny Black, Michael Madsen's stealing the show. I love it if he did say it because just the fact that Johnny went to the screening back then shows me that, man, he really did care back then. He doesn't care anymore. Like you played that. I think you played a clip of him being interviewed about the first Pirates, and the guy said, "So what did you think of the movie?" And he said, "Well, I never saw it." See, he didn't even, he
Yeah,
stopped
that's
going
right.
to
That's a great.
anything like that.
Yes,
I want to
thank
know.
you.
And you know that he probably was there at Blow for the preview when they all went, and he'd turn up to these things back then because he cared. I'd love to know when it changed and he didn't want, because I don't blame him for not wanting to see himself dressed up looking like a dickhead.
I have footage at red carpets and stills from these that he's gone to many premiere. What Bond's saying is Depp claims he doesn't watch his own movies, and that's total bullshit. How do you not watch your own movie and go to the screening of this and then be so disenchanted with the cut and who got what screen time and not? It's bullshit. He snuck into a theater to watch himself in Nightmare on Elm Street when it came
Oh
out in
yeah.
Florida. And
I'm just saying he stopped doing it maybe after Blow or something like that because he didn't like the movies anymore that he was doing. You see what I'm saying?
well, I mean, 2010 to 2012 is when I would do
Yeah,
the cutoff when you kind of like with the Tourist and Transcendence and Lone Ranger. There was a
that's what I'm
string
talking.
of megaturds in a row that was. I remember just I got on the air with Robert Wool, who was filling in for Artie on Artie's DirecTV show, and I did this whole thing about Depp's career, his horrible choices, and I wish I could find that. I wish I could find that. I must have been on for 10 minutes with him as just a caller. He just kept me on for like 10 minutes talking about Depp's
That's because
downward spiral.
you're the arm, the power
No,
of the arm. Gotcha.
it was
It keeps
just
you for 10. If they got me on, I'd be on for 30 seconds. See?
it's not true. You just
Oh,
play
you,
drops. You
you've
play
got
drops the whole time.
you've got. I know, and you just did a drop. You've got ice. Shake them. Shake it. Give us a
Tamara,
shake
if
it.
you're listening, go back and come in again and shut off your cam. They're signaling for me that you have to shut your cam off. So go back and your tam
That
frame
was
off.
just not acceptable. It's not acceptable.
Okay, she's coming back in. Who am I? Eddie Lee Wilkins over here. Who am I? Brian Quinnett over here. Welcome, Josh Foster. Welcome, Mary Jean. Kylo. Mo's anti-fan rant reminded me of.
Well, you gonna walk out on me? You don't walk out on me. I walk out on you.
You got a car? Yeah, I got a car. Then we'll go out to 23rd and 8th, and we'll see if you know what you're doing. The guy in that scene in the strip club was Serpico's son, Terry Serpico. Pacino played Serpico in that, very famous undercover movie in the 70s. And the strip club guy with the blonde hair that Depp roughs up to impress Lefty, his name is Terry Serpico in real life. I swear to God. There's a lot of good little cameos in that movie. Grindr is the most used app at the freak party, says Anthony. Fuji Vice, welcome, Brendan. Methinks Monique doth protest too much. She seems to only care what listeners think of her. Brendan,
and everybody would think I was a complete and utter asshole to come in with this $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 Hermes bag.
Kyla says, I read a rumor that, I don't want to get Bananarama on you, but I heard a rumor that Oprah bought the Justin Bieber Freak Off tape. Huh.
Oh.
I believe that. I believe that. Anthony, welcome, Anthony. Welcome, everyone, and Anthony to the Lotus Notes family. And thank you, Anthony. Good to see you in here every week. Jose Villataro, Johnny Depp being born in Kentucky, Owensboro, Kentucky, and that is quite a range for him to play a guy from Clifton, New Jersey, like Joseph D. Pistone. And being from Al Pacino just came out of the new biography, Control F, only 3 results. Guess, yeah, I heard he does get mentioned in that. I don't know if people know this, but the two of them did a cameo in Adam Sandler's Jack and Jill, and they're at courtside of a Sacramento Kings Laker game, and Adam Sandler comes over to them and pretends he's from the Bronx, and Depp's wearing a Justin Bieber T-shirt. It's actually the best. It's easily the best part of the movie.
You could have hitchhiked. You would have been safe in Kentucky.
Where did you get that current accent from? Whose accent? Depp? I said this, he grew up with all his friends from Florida or from New York and New Jersey. They're all like transplanted Italians and Jews, from whether it's Isaac Baruch or from Brooklyn, or Sal Janko from North Jersey, or Bruce Witkin from the Bronx. Every one of his friends is from New York, and other guys.
Fuck, 7 days a week I'm out there busting my ass. It's the kind of shit I come home to.
Did I say that from the last?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. That's.
I don't know how you knew that ring was a Fugazi.
Classic arm. Me and Johnny.
I don't know how the fuck you knew that ring was a Fugazi.
So you do a damn good Pacino.
Thank you. Everybody does that, but mine was just strictly off Donnie Brasco, just because everybody does this. Everybody does
driving a fucking Lincoln.
Everybody does Scent of a Woman and all that shit, so I thought I would just focus on Brasco. This is Johnny Bye. Johnny, by the way, if you can, sir, the Paul Barisi book, we need to crack that shit open and see what we can find for the next Deppening. I will indulge all your contrarian. I always do. He's great. And he knows so. I want to know who he is, because he's someone who used to lurk in Depp's circle. He just knows too much for a novice. Something's going on with Johnny Bye. Me and Johnny finally have something in common. We have to skip all his movies. Andrew Jenkins, his arm shattered by the recent Depp complexion, is approaching Mickey Rourke. A lot of people predicted that, Andrew, that he'd be going the Mickey Rourke direction. I don't know. Bon and I think we had this conversation where you ever see a guy who looks too good in his 60s is something like, I don't like when a guy is too into vanity into his 60s. You like when they kind of go into their age. I don't, when a guy is just too much there, he's too in shape.
Aging gracefully.
Yes,
you
age gracefully. When a guy's too in shape in his 60s, it's kind of like creepy almost. They're
and
trying
Tom
too
Cruise
hard.
is looking more aged. I don't know if he's had some work, but you can see he's aging. So, and that's slightly graceful. I mean, Harrison Ford aged very gracefully.
He did. I agree with that.
Because a guy like he was never going to have plastic surgery.
He's a huge Depp fan, by the way.
Up.
He came out during the performance of Black Mass, and he said it's the best. It's the best performance I've seen in a movie in 30 years.
Wow.
I swear to God, I couldn't.
Wow.
I swear to God, he went to the premiere and he said it's the best. He said the best performance I've seen in 30 years of just someone disappearing. And I agree. I think the Whitey Bulger role is the best acting he's ever done. It's not so much that the movie is the best thing ever, but he's so strong in that it usurps the entire movie. It is unreal how good he is as Whitey Bulger and how different he looks than the actual guy.
That's it. And yeah, it's so out of character. He's not just playing Depp.
You can't believe that and Edward Scissorhands is the same guy. You just can't believe it.
Yeah, it's like you look at Matt Damon movies and it's just him playing Matt Damon. So yeah, that film Depp just blew to a total persona change. I love it.
Tam Fran, I hate to say this. It's the same problem. It says device isn't connected. We need to connect the microphone before you can add them. And I don't think there's something I can do.
She hasn't selected.
You have to select the microphone, Tam
and webcam, and she's got to turn off the webcam.
Go back and fiddle with the settings. Don't worry about it. We'll be here for you.
She's quick though. Look at that. She
is quick.
Oh, she says she did. Of course, this doesn't help us though, Tamara.
Look at John.
It doesn't help.
John Morello. Hello from Sydney, Australia, Bon.
Oh, is that where he is? Really?
You're gaining a lot of bonophiles coming on.
If I brought someone on to listening from Australia, I'll be blown away.
We always talk about how your area is accentless.
I'd be shocked. Hello from Virginia. See, a friend in from high school was from Virginia.
Chesapeake. Real Housewives of Is it Chesapeake or what's the body of water is it Chesapeake or Real Housewives of
I cannot help you. Oh, we need David to tell you the name of that show. He'd know that one.
I want to say David while I have a chance. David, my condolences. Everybody here has you in our thoughts. His grandfather passed away, Wally Mueller, at 87. And I guess he was really close with his grandfather. And our condolences from your Lotus Notes Deppening family, David. He sounds like a really sweet guy. There's not enough Wallies in the world. And I guess he sounds like he was really close with his grandfather. I think he just passed away.
I'm going to send him an email later.
Yeah.
All right. I hope he's okay. We love him.
Yes, we do. Jason, welcome. Home of Antifa. He's talking about that would be great if Clyde Drexler joined Antifa. Dunkachino, Frank the Tank, Sarah, when are you going to do a political sports show? Yeah, Sarah was supposed to do a solo thing, and it turned into Donnie Brasco watch along. But she was not. Sarah wanted to do, what the hell was it? Well, we're going to do City of Lies soon with Crazy Robin. Chumbawamba, Ben4810 says, past members live nearby. Their old band HQ is close. Now occupied by the band. New model army. John Bond, do you have anything to play after this? John Fugelsang always says, if you need to find a Long Island accent, Florida is your state. Did he say that? I love me some Fugelsang, Jose Villataro. That guy is a smart dude. He is charismatic. He looks like Christopher Reeve with he looks not Down syndrome, but he really could have played Superman at some point. He has a Clark Kent look about him, and man, that dude is so smart. It makes me uncomfortable. I love me some Fugelsang. I would love to get him on the show.
It was such a soap opera. I loved every second of it.
He used to host VH1 videos in the 90s. He was one of the original VH1 VJs.
Oh my God.
We're gonna do an NBA fantasy league if anyone's interested. Sarah's promoting that right now. My nephew will be in it. I think my cousin will be in it. Bond will be in it.
Who, me?
Sarah, of course. That should be fun. RFK's physique says.
What's up?
Is that Wig or Sarah? When did she do that? That was Wig or Sarah.
That was the Brasco show. I love that. And then I slowed it down just for the hell of it.
What's up?
You like that?
Yeah, I do like that.
That's like a rap thing.
What's up?
Johnny Bye Bye, I don't give you too much credit. You know a lot.
I hate men.
That Kathy Scott, we're so glad you're on the upswing. Kathy commented in the Patreon about the Donnie Brasco thing, so she's doing better. We can't wait to have her back for a Jump Street episode. Greco is next. That's coming up this week. I think we're gonna do.
You know what I worked out, John? I worked out that if we can't get someone, a listener, to even write a comedy set for
Oh,
us.
I know.
I know. If we can't, which it sounds like we're getting screwed on it. You know what we can do? We can write something and we can get Sarah to do a live set. Who wouldn't love to hear Sarah cracking jokes?
She's funny as hell. She. I don't know. Even if she just.
I guarantee she's scowling at the screen right now.
If I were like a big TV star or radio guy, I would hire her as a writer and a finger snap. Those fucking lightning quick comebacks she has. Now,
That song has been stuck in my head on a loop for decades.
See, she can just say anything. This is,
Hello, police, there has been a murder. So we probably will lose half of our audience.
That might, she's right there now. I can see her in the chat. I can just imagine her shaking her head slowly, just going, I'm going to kill him. Can
Johnny,
you imagine
bye-bye.
her cracking jokes? I just want this, John. You know that, don't you?
I can't give him enough credit.
Fixating on it.
Tamara, I think we're good. I think we got you now. I think we're good. I think we'll give it a shot. I think you're good. Hold on a second. No, Johnny, I can't give you enough credit. You know an obscene amount. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to ever put, but it's not. You're not a novice. It's way beyond that, and I don't say that easily. So I don't give you enough credit. I mean, you can't get enough credit. And we need the contrarian. And God knows I take my shots as I throw haymakers as much as anybody does. I can bet Sarah in a knockout. Thank you, Josh Foster, for the Claudel Washington reference.
Money bags, Josh.
I used to love that guy. He's a right fielder for the Braves and Mets. Claudel Washington. Oh my!
The right field. What does that even? Does he just run on the right side of the field and he's not allowed to shift to the left side?
That's not that wrong.
Oh
Usually,
my God.
you will get in trouble if you infiltrate the center fielders. You're not wrong with that. Many teams will not let you roam.
When you do that thing where they all go in there, he has to be he's at his position, isn't it? The right. Okay.
He played for the Braves and the Mets.
How basic bitch am I? Isn't it fucking just atrocious?
Thanks again, Josh. There's McKine. Welcome, McKine. Frank the Tank, I'm loving all these shows recently. Thank you, Frank. I'm glad to see you up and the up. Yeah, well, I play week by week. Bon will tell you, I had a huge depression this week that I almost canceled. Right, Bon? Did I not write that to you?
I was worried about you, and I said, let's give it a few days, but you never listened to me.
I did awful. But, Sarah's intimidating. I think she
I'm sure Sarah was worried as well.
I am in my own private hell.
I'm sure
that wasn't Sarah. That was Laura from Dr.
See how much that sounds like her, though.
Yes, Josh, you're in. Definitely. NBA Fantasy. You are absolutely in. You got a spot. Totally do. And I'm going to set it up. It's going to be unlike anything you've ever played. It's going to be categories you're not used to using, and it's a lot of fun. I got to think of a prize. What do you think about the cat trade? I'm actually a huge Zerski's asking. I'm a huge fan of both guys. I love Julius Randle Julius Randle Bond, his rookie season played, I think it was 14 minutes and got injured for the rest of the season and missed the entire. Then he came back, and I kept telling everybody he played on these Kobe Bryant Laker teams that Kobe was on the 18th hole, 19th hole of an 18-hole career, and the Lakers were this. It was this Kobe retirement tour for 3 years, and they wasted all this time. They had so many good young players like Ball and Julius Randle, and Brandon Ingram. And I kept telling, I'm like, Randall's going to be great. Trust me, he's a cross between Lamar Odom and Zach Randolph, and goes to the Knicks. Yes, and they just trade so. I wanted him in Portland so bad, but now Randall's on Minnesota, which I love, and Towns is a great player too. I don't know. I think Towns might be slightly more valuable, but it's not much. It's a very, very interesting trade. I love both guys. He continues to say that the guy knows the Bible and constantly crushing the fake Christian. Oh, God, yes. Fugelsang is a master of calling out Bible thumping hypocrites. Because he was a priest. I think he was almost a priest. I think he was like an altar boy, and he almost became a priest. So he knows like the Bible backward and forward, and likes to call out everybody who is totally hypocritical with. Sarah's humor works better when it's spontaneous. She needs a beta male too. So that's true. That's true. Every Sarah needs a villain, Johnny Bye Bye. You're right.
I don't consider myself a bird falling from the sky.
Nick says, imagine being in a Diddy freak off and you draw Howard. I got some good footage of him on the show. Fugelsang, yes, he is at night, Jose. Yes, I need to listen to that more. Fugelsang is a show on Sirius XM. How long before Howard has that canceled because he's either too strong or he's right? I mean, they're gonna purge that channel next, Jose. Bank on it. Remember when Will Murray's sperm? Anyone remember who Will Murray's sperm donor was? Sperm
Wow.
donor.
Wow.
You're acting rude and crude. We should do a 50-50. Half goes to the house. That's not a bad idea, Frank the Tank. Fantasy League. Yeah. But Karl Anthony Towns is a rare example of a guy who can play the low post and shoot threes with exactly the same effectiveness. You don't know how to guard him because he's just so dominant at both things. Nice guy too. I think he's from North Jersey. He's a very good interview. Gives opinions, and he's not a cookie cutter. He doesn't spit the cliches. Anyway, I want to welcome in. This is a very special guest. She is how do I put this? She's the pride and joy of Southern California. By way of Dallas, she knows the music industry backward and forward. She's French Canadian, speaks 5 dialects like my Nubian princess, who has also, I think she has her master's in French, and French is nothing like French.
Hey, John and Sarah, it's Holly Robinson Pete. How you doing?
Tamara, thank you for making it on here. I think we can hear you, right?
Can you hear me?
Oh,
yes,
yeah, we can hear you. Welcome,
Okay.
sweetheart.
Now, I don't expect you to.
Now we can't hear her.
Oh,
Where
no,
did
hold
she
on,
go?
hold on. Here she is.
Okay.
I don't
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi,
Tamara,
everyone.
Yes. Say hi to
love it.
Tamara Francois, everyone.
Welcome.
Tam.
I love you, Bon. Just so you know, I love you and your drops, by the way. I love you.
I'm loving your voice already. I'm
Right?
losing my mind. I'm just going to let her talk because this is going to be Drop City in the next show. Keep talking. Tell us about yourself, Tamara.
Let's see. I was born in Montreal, Canada. If I don't say it the right way, Frank the Tank and G Canada are going to come after me. I was born in Montreal, Canada, and then my parents had to move to Los Angeles, California, where I lived in Culver City. I went to pharmacy school in New Orleans, where I learned to party very well. And then I moved back to Southern California. Now I'm back and forth between Dallas and Southern California.
What an eclectic biography. I don't think anybody could match that. You know how people have, that is the most unique biography. I think no one has a bio like that, right? I dare you to find anyone close to that biography. Sunflower Dragon is actually from Canada too. We forgot her. Flow. That is
I thought that was very concise too. I thought Tamara, I started going, is she going to go on for like 2 minutes giving us her bio?
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then she,
No.
But she wound it up, John, in less than 30 seconds. That's professional.
Are you accusing her of having a canned biography ready to go?
I don't know. Oh, well, she's professional. She's a professional. It's like if you asked I don't know, Jimmy Fallon to give you his resume, he could probably do the same thing, but his wouldn't be as good. And Tamara is more. It sounds like she could host a talk show better than Jimmy Fallon, which.
Oh, soup! You could tell by the chat. Everyone's like, "Hey!" Mary Jane says, "Hey, Tamfran." G. Cannon says, "What's good?" Josh Fox says, "Hey, Tamfran." Frank Tank says, Tamfran. Nah, that channel will stay. The Pitbull channel is trash. It needs to go. G Canada says another hot Canadian chick. It's our best export. Wow, there's a compliment, G Canada.
Oh, that's why I love G Canada.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about. He loves the word. Every time I see the word transparent, he goes, "No, I think it's important that everybody has full transparency. It's got to have full transparency." Fun fact: Fugelsang's dad was a priest and his mom was a nun. Frank the Tank. Damn, Tam Fran has a hot voice.
Oh my
Yes,
God, thank
and
you.
we
I
all
hate my
agree.
voice. I've told Arm I hate my voice. So
Everybody hates
thank
their
you.
own voice.
Thank you.
Everybody hates their own voice. Oh man. So Tam Fran's gonna give us. She's an aficionado. But by the way, did you hear my Tupac rap before? I did
No, I
California
missed
Love. Yeah,
it. I just got
Do
back from the botanical garden.
do
So
You
it
don't.
again, John. You've been at where have you? Did you just say the botanical gardens?
yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love
that's
that. We have that. We have one in my city. Does everyone have one in their city? I guess they maybe.
Tamara. Can I?
Sorry, I'm ruining
Take
this.
this.
John,
Take
take over.
no 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 no
Just
no no.
tell me to
Take
stop, John. I'm out
no no
of
no.
control.
Take this in the spirit it's intended, and not to quote. I don't even know who my people are anymore, but botanical gardens, and I've been granted a hoodie pass. Would that be construed as quote white people shit?
It is white people shit. I'm not even gonna lie. It is. It
What were
is.
you doing there? What
At
were you
least you did it.
doing?
At least
I
you.
promised my little nieces that I was gonna take them out, and then I was sick, so I had to do something to just get them out of the house. So we went to the botanical gardens to look at the children's section. So
Are you the
I know
cool
I'm
aunt?
sorry, it's boring. I am.
Yeah,
I will
that's what I got.
spoil them rotten and then send them back to their parents. I'm fine. I'm good.
But you have so many qualities to instill in them at the same time, and I'm sure they come back smarter. Two Master, Living Single, and Martin with a Jordan and Pippin of Fox sitcoms. Wow, Two
Exactly.
Master, that's poetic. That's phenomenal. Tamara is very staunch in telling you that Living Single came before Friends,
It
right? I
did.
mean,
And they
yes,
have it in writing. David Schwimmer did an interview where he stated, yes, it did come from Living Single, and they just chopped it up a little bit and made it more contemporary for the masses, we'll say.
Wow.
Kim
Yes.
Fields is one of the most attractive blackstresses in the history of the sport, and to this day has not aged a day. If you see her, she turned up on talk shows like a couple months ago promoting something. We love us some Kim Fields. Wow, it was 10. How does that relate to Johnny Depp, you ask? Well, Mindy Cohen played Blowfish's wife on 21 Jump Street. She was in about 4 episodes while uh, The Facts of Life was running at the same time. Montreal. All right. We start with Tam Fran is going to. She has a great document that she's going to sift through for us, and she's an aficionado on the rap game and hip hop, and knows. I mean, I don't want to oversell you, but you do know your shit.
I lived through the 90s and all the mess in LA, especially. There was so much going on and so much that we heard about that I
Yes.
feel like I just know whenever I see you guys talk about or, do things on the chat, I'm like, wait. Nope. I remember this. I recall this. So, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Andrew Jenkins says Tamara owned it. I would like to hear the other guys give their rocket history. Yeah, that's the phrase for it. So like a short bio, a truncated bio is a rocket history. So she gave like a plus rocket history bio.
That's what
Oh,
the
you
kids
guys
are
are always
saying.
Yes.
so nice.
A rocket history. I like
Canadian.
that.
Tamara went to pharmacy school, says Josh Foster. Any chance you can get your hands on one of them prescription pads?
Oh, I
I'm just
have
gonna say
plenty. I have
Adderall.
plenty. Except for C2s. Controls number 2, I cannot get my hands on.
Batista endorsed the other side while wearing a camisole and a pearl. Batista has like a legitimate, like super duper successful film career. Like
Love
no joke,
him.
right?
Yeah.
Probably after The Rock, I would say Batista would be second, right? About wrestling movie stars in terms of quality and per film kind of thing. I might
Yes,
go
I
with.
agree. I agree.
Sunflower Dragon says, yes, hello, Tamara. You do
Oh,
have
thank
a
you
great
so
voice.
much.
Thank you, Flow. Thank you, Flow. You're blind if you think Tootie is hot. Tootie is absolutely hot, Sarah. You are crazy. And I'll say it right now. The living single broads are more attractive than the Friends broads. You heard it here first. I take them over the Friends broads with no bias whatsoever, including Queen Latifah.
I
Mary
love
Kill.
Queen Latifah. Yes.
Doesn't she sing that theme song?
Yes, she is.
That is her in
She
that.
is the singer. Yes.
Thank you, King. Glad to hear Arm and Sarah back together for the Brasco watch along, everyone. So, like a Patreon again, 5 hours, 18 minutes. Donnie Brasco commentary watch along with Army extras, Army Brasco extras, and Bon Jovial wants to do one where he wants to comment on the theatrical release, which I have no problem weighing back in on that. Give you more content.
Beautiful.
Hulk Hogan is Mr. Nanny, says Zersky, or the Suburban Commando. I think George Jefferson was in that. I hate to say it, but I agree with Sarah. I don't know what you're agreeing with, Melvin, but I agree with it. Okay. I just want to quickly, I found this article on Howard and Kamala, and I'm going to not get political while I read this. It's just a comment on Howard being a poser, a political poser. And someone like me who's staunchly left. The last guy I want representing my point of view is Howard. He is a poser. He is a Learjet liberal by convenience to get next to celebrities. Nothing about him is what they say about liberals. My favorite phrase would be the rising tide lifts all boats. Is there anybody that conveys that less than Howard and his life and the way he operates? The rising tide lifts all boats. Howard is the antithesis of a rising. The have and the have-nots. He is everything Bernie Sanders hates. And no matter how many celebrity friends he wants, being a useful idiot, he is the last guy I want speaking for me. So here is, right? This is, remember Maureen Callahan from the Post and Daily News? She hit Howard with that article in 2018 that just eviscerated him, leveled him about the current state of his show. Obviously, an we thought so much so that we thought she was on our site or she listened to our show. It was so spot on and detailed. So I scrolled down to this article is about from the Daily Mail, Adam Levy's. So now she's on the Daily Mail. At first it was Adam Levy, right, who hit Howard and got fired. Now it's Maureen Callahan. Okay, so she's commenting on the tour Kamala Harris did of just doing the various shows. So she gets to Howard, and I'll read for our purposes. Yet Howard Stern found the courage to emerge from his basement and talk to Kamala Harris in person. He said he was terrified of another Trump presidency, admitted that his interview would be biased in her favor completely, and all but asked her to hold him. I'm really nervous, Stern began, because I want this, meaning her appearance on his show, to go well for you. Even when you watch Saturday Night Live where they have Maya Rudolph playing you, I hate it. I don't want you being made fun of. Like, how phony is that? But Maya Rudolph's impression of her is super duper respectful. It makes her out. There's nothing about it that's reductive. It's probably the most respectful political impersonation I've seen on that show. I've seen it 10 times.
Yeah,
there's
that
nothing
doesn't make
about
sense.
it. Right, Tamfran?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
No, he's trying to kiss her ass. It's almost as if he didn't watch the impression. This is what Howard does. He doesn't actually watch it. He just saw her like a 20-second clip and then took this blanket judgment about how it is. I don't even think he watched it. What do you think about that? I think he's such a goldfish brain. He didn't watch it. And he doesn't know. You talk about thin skin too. Like, he couldn't take Michael McKean impersonating him. He couldn't take Elon Gold impersonating him. Nobody can handle that less than him. This is a guy who made an estimated $800 million fortune by routinely making fun of society's most vulnerable, the homeless. the physically disabled, the mentally impaired, but God forbid Saturday Night Live gently mocks a media favorite presidential candidate. It's less than gentle. It's complimentary. It's not at all. He's trying to kiss her ass in a way that is so over the top that you can't it blew up in his face because it's not accurate. Truly, we are in an upside down world after admitting some inanities. Let's not up our hands. Let's roll up our sleeves. Kamala got down to the important stuff. I love Doritos. So do I, by the way. Original nacho. Stern, you got to win. You just have to. I can easily eat a whole bag of Doritos in one sitting. Easily.
Oh, I did last night. I'm not kidding. With salsa all over it, and then cheese all over it. A whole bowl. Not a bowl.
But you
a whole
dip
plate.
Doritos in salsa. You're supposed to have it separate, like plain
Now
nachos.
listen carefully. What you do in Australia is you pour the whole bag of Doritos onto a plate, and then you get the salsa, the jar, and then you scoop it out with a fork, and you put it all over the top of the Doritos, and then you put mozzarella all over the top of that, and then you put it under the grill for a few minutes, and then it's like out of this world. It's it's like a, you know what I mean? It's just
I do.
and you pick pieces out and you eat it, and it's got it all mixed together.
I do it with plain nachos though, so because I don't, because you're putting all that stuff on. I know exactly what you mean. I do it all. It's a nacho grande plate where you put like sour cream and black olives. I do it all the time.
Yep.
Cheddar. I'm gonna do it tonight just for you. I'm gonna do it.
No,
take a
Cool
picture for
Ranch
Melvin.
is the best. Cool Ranch is the best.
I like them both. I go back and forth. I don't know which one I like. All I know is they cannot seem to get that third flavor going. Don't you? It comes and goes, like, and they can't stick to it. They just can't get that third flavor in. That's always bothered me. They need a third flavor, and I don't know what to do with it. We got to think of it. And why isn't there banana Gatorade? Why doesn't that exist? Which is crazy.
Well, that's a good one.
There's one last, just let me comment on this Howard thing for 1 second.
Okay.
All right, so I listened to the interview. And I'm not going to get political. I'm just going to go where his ulterior motive and where it comes from. All right. Do you guys remember there was a fundraiser for Kamala as soon as she announced she was replacing Biden?
Yes.
Immediately, the Hamptons had a fundraiser. Okay.
It was a record amount, apparently. It even beat Trump's, I don't know, a week fundraiser. It raised 40 million or 50 million or something, wasn't it?
Right. Who do you think donated to her campaign?
Oh, gosh. All the lefty actors and musicians.
Well, specifically, what plug-headed DJ do you think donated to her campaign?
Oh, I think he'd pretend he did, but I don't think he'd want to give away his
I don't
money.
see him donating.
No, she was out there. Here's what happened. Okay. I think, Sirius donated to her campaign in Howard's name, and they booked her on the show because there is no reason for her to do his show. With
makes sense.
The views that the other shows that she had done, she's doing Rogan's, by the way. So she did what's his name? Charlemagne the God. And she did a much, much more popular shows. The only reason she would waste a very valuable hour in this last month on that show is I think Sirius donated to her campaign in Howard's
not
name.
Howard.
No,
Sirius, right?
He never spends his own money. He never spends that. Buckwald taught him to never spend his own money. So I think
million,
whatever it was, and it was enough for her to go. Yeah, there's no way she would derail her schedule and come in there to do that fucking interview. It's not like it's being.
You are a pit bull, John.
Here's the thing. Didn't Clinton get interviewed by Howard as well?
Yes. Yeah.
Hillary,
sorry.
But Hillary's not running for anything. That was after she had run, and there's nothing in it. She was promoting her book.
That's right.
So she could come on there, I mean? And again, Howard promised to kiss her ass, and that's very important because Hillary's used to getting a lot of negativity.
Yeah. I agree with the whole Sirius. A million's enough to get her there for
That's
sure.
enough. And they would do that. Look at how much money they spent on his stupid 60th birthday party, right?
Oh,
according
God,
to Opie said it was $4 million they dropped for that.
Wow.
But they had they said the producer did it for free or whatever. Remember? They said the director or somebody.
What do you?
Anyway.
Oh, the guy. Oh, well, Kimmel did it for free. Kimmel hosted it. They paid their guests to come in. That's why it was $4 million. Kimmel did it for free.
I know we never get political, but I dug this up from a recent show of 6 or 7, recent week or two, and I just it's just Sarah getting political, and she never does.
I have never voted for a Democrat, but this year I am proudly casting my vote for Vice President Kamala Harris.
Oh my, Sarah, just, she's changing too. She's evolved. Can you imagine her punching the wall right now?
Yeah, she's gonna kill you,
that?
Bond. She's gonna kill you. Yeah.
Dry oatmeal and Greek yogurt. What is that to, man? Greek yogurt. I think Greek yogurt is a scam too, Master. I think regular plain yogurt is the same thing. I think what do they charge? 3 times? I could see Flow. I could see Sunflower Dragon being hooked by the Greek yogurt scam. The same.
You can't tell me that they don't have rich people parties where everybody's naked. I mean, come on.
If somebody wants a very lazy way to make pizza dough, anybody, and this is not lazy, it's actually ambitious and lazy at the same time. All you get is self-rising flour and plain yogurt. That's it. Mix it together. Say about 5-6 cups of self-rising flour and 2 cups of, you don't have to use Greek yogurt, plain yogurt, and mix it together and then let it rise, and then you have perfect pizza dough. Not perfect.
I can see a fun little boondoggle performance by the Dump Street Band.
That was a boondoggle.
Oh my God, Two Master, that's the grossest Gatorade. Cucumber, I had that once because it was reduced. It was 25 cents for a quart. Oh, it's so gross.
That sounds
Cucumber
disgusting.
lime. I had that once. I don't like either Zersky. Okay. Okay. So while we stay on this, people are going to think the next 2 clips I play are, one of them's Howard related, one of them's not. People are going to think that I just channel surf and just look for black people and stop. But that is somewhat true. That is somewhat true. So here is Jason Johnson, that my Black History professor at Morgan State, commenting on the Joy Reid show about the relevance of Howard in today's landscape with today's youth. If this doesn't punch Sirius in the mouth, I don't know. I love this guy, by the way. I want to hang out with this guy in the worst way. When he has a Green Lantern action figure in behind him usually when he comments. And of course, he chose the Jon Stewart Black Green Lantern. But so this is Professor Jason Johnson, my professor from Morgan State, Black History. I took his class 10 years in a row, and commenting on the relevance of Howard Stern with today's youth.
Great movie. It's also good campaign strategy. Everywhere, everything, all at once, right? Like, the best way to win is by going where people are, communicating in different kinds of environments, and hoping that important segments end up getting broken down into little pieces here and there. I am old enough to remember a time when going on Howard Stern as a presidential candidate would seem controversial. Now he's tame. I had to explain to my Morgan students who Howard Stern was, right? But I know that he matters to Generation X and boomers. So, what Harris is doing right now.
You had to explain. I love it. He added that.
He wasn't even trying to be a wise ass. He was just like genuinely going, they don't know who he is. Now, the Sirius needs to see this, right? Mr. Partner, who signed the right of refusal contract. Could you imagine now? And he's trying to, have Billie Eilish on, and what's her name? Charlie XCX. The youth want nothing to do with him. Let's hear this again. This is Jason Johnson, who was tapped into the youth with college students.
Time when going on Howard Stern as a presidential candidate would seem controversial. Now he's tame. I had to explain to my Morgan students who Howard Stern was, right? But I know that he matters to Generation X and boomers. So, what...
See her reaction to that? She has a big smile when he says that, to explain. I love that. Now, Jose Villataro is having a hard time with us. Okay,
Why?
so look at this. Stop it with this. I don't want to go political. Just don't beat us over the head with it. But after the next comment he makes straight away, John, is Well, Greek yogurt is different because it's high on protein.
It
So he
doesn't
doesn't
mean
want
that
to
it's
go
better.
into politics.
Yeah.
What about people who can't deal with food conversations? They're fuming at you, Jose.
There's nothing more political than commenting on Greek yogurt's protein content, right? There's nothing more political. And by the way, Tamara, right? White people in protein content, right? White people in Greek yogurt too, right? What is the
Love
deal with
Greek
white people?
yogurt. Love Greek yogurt.
You
Yes,
do?
I agree.
Okay. What's the deal with white people and the botanical gardens and Greek yogurt? Those two things. It's crazy. Kamala got destroyed. No, she didn't, Frank. She. Well, never mind. I'm not going to say it. That's desperation on Howie's pod. Well, they want. I'm serious. You Two Master. They forbid any other regular host from getting their hands on her. And she. Why would you go on his show when there's 1,000 political shows on Sirius and you're going on his show? And they probably do way better than his show does. So, and by the way, he didn't. And he lied to the Harris people about his listenership, right? They would not press him, even though it was a payola thing. Sirius paid her, but the listenership never got released. It's the only show that would not release their listenership to the Harris people. Every other show had podcast statistics and analytics to back it up. He's the only show that released nothing.
A weasel.
There's no way that the Harris campaign would put up with that unless they were paid off to do it. There's just no way. We don't think he gets more than, what do we say? I don't even think he gets 9 figures in any given day. I think that's a stretch. It's such a waste of her time. They definitely paid the Harris campaign. Okay, so this next clip is not Howard or Depp related. It's something I promised I'd play. This is an NBA clip. It is a crazy fight with Sam Mitchell, who has been he was a rookie, but this is a guy who's lived a life. He was a rookie at 26 with the brand new Timberwolves. He has won Coach of the Year in, I believe, 2007. He's been in the front offices. He is a commentator. So he goes on NBA TV and he rips to shreds his broadcasting partner for, I guess, making fun of his salary. And he hits back in a way. The guy's name is Chris Miles. So this is former Timberwolf, Indiana Pacer, Sam Mitchell, man his experience. If I were to cast a second Captain Fuller in 21 Jump Street, he would be the guy.
Big call you just made there. That's a big call.
It's a big praise for me to say
I'm loving this.
This is a fight. This is a fight that JD Harmeyer is not capable of finding. This is what he gets paid to do.
And that's great, but the Achilles heel is.
But there's no black people on the Howard Stern show, right? So you couldn't do this because even this would be too black for the Howard Stern show. Tamara, before I forget, and I say this all the time, and the Howard Stern show has nothing to offer anybody. You, as a Nubian princess in Culver City in Texas, what does the Howard Stern show offer you, black-wise, African-American-wise?
It doesn't.
Well put.
I honestly, to be honest with you, I never listened to Howard Stern. I never listened to him. I only saw clips on YouTube's about the different fights and the different people. And that's how I got routed to Radio Gunk.
Wow.
And I knew all
that's
of it.
me too, yeah.
I never listened because of all the racial things that he would talk about. And I don't like all that back and forth. I can't deal with that. So
do you like us bringing attention to that racist stuff?
I do. The problem is I wish the mainstream media would get that same coverage.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
play
So
the
they
clip,
would know.
John.
We're Talk John. You use the N-word a lot.
I knew you were going to
Perfect.
play that.
Oh my God. That was so great.
Yeah, we gotta pound the pavement a little more with that, Tamara. You're right. We gotta push that much and just send it to everybody, and George Takei, right? This is when I started hating him. The guy is in the Asian Defamation League, and here's Howard. I have tons of audio of Howard going ching chong, ching chong, ching chong, ching chong about Julie Chen. You're in the Asian Defamation League. That is the very personification of Asian defamation. There's nothing worse than that. in 2000, whatever, 18, 19, 20. He ignores it because he's a Buchwald client. And it is, you lose all credibility with all of Asia. I mean, not even just us. So that really bummed me out.
But doesn't he have a relative? Isn't his son-in-law Asian? I thought.
Howard's?
Yes.
Oh, you talking about Colin Christie, Deborah's husband?
One
like
of them,
half Asian?
yeah.
Yeah. I think he probably
he talks
is.
that way.
Yeah, he probably is. So here's Sam Mitchell versus.
When they play bigger, athletic teams, they just pound them.
So Steph Curry, his mission. Hey Sam, what do you think about the fact that Steve Kerr doesn't get going as head coach?
Yeah, I saw that. The coaches don't get medals. I guess it just tells you what international how they value coaches. Not at all.
I'm surprised
coaches don't get a gold medal.
I'm surprised coaches get a paycheck for this show. I think maybe you should do this pro bono, my friend.
Last time I looked at my check, it's pretty close. So hey, I'm taking donations. Why don't you come up off some of that money you got since you're over there bragging about it?
I'm not bragging about it.
I mean, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you rent your beach house out down in Florida during the hurricane?
Wow.
Or do I need to go on? How about your townhouse over in Buckhead?
Hey, what's going on here, Sam?
You want to call me out? I mean, come on. You screaming broke and hungry. Let's just see it.
Wow.
I know what you're having where you live, young fella, so you need to stop.
I think we have snitches on the show today.
No, we don't have snitches. We have
Sam
truth tellers.
Mitchell.
We have truth tellers, so you're the one who
Wow.
crying poor and destitute up here. Do I need to keep going on further, more and more? Or do you want me to stop right now?
Go to this game, the Sacramento Kings
I done
and
told
the
you, young
Golden
fella,
State Warriors.
you're going to stop messing with me on national TV. I done told you about that. Hey, do I need to give out the address? Because you're not at home right now.
Oh, look at
Quickly cut.
That's crazy. He goes, do I need to give out your address because you're not home? He's basically telling everybody to rob his house. That is so. It doesn't end here. He gives the address out. First, he compliments the Seattle Supersonics, and then he gives the address out.
Yes. A game in Seattle,
Yes. I miss that place. They should still have an NBA team. I love Seattle, one of the best NBA cities ever. They won a championship. The fact that they do not have a team, I don't understand it. That needs to be an NBA team in Seattle.
Well, for tonight, they get the Blazers and the Clippers as their NBA team.
Absolutely, man. We need a team in Seattle. I mean, they won a championship. They have a great fan base. Everything is right there. They have the arena. They got the fans. They have the history. We need to have a team in Seattle.
Yeah, great points made by you, Sam. Sometimes you drop some knowledge on us.
Yeah, like your address to some of them rental properties, expensive rental properties you own, right?
I do not.
Wait, he comes back.
Well, the goal
for sports. I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen anything like that.
Oh,
Did something happen to that guy after that show?
I don't know.
Did he ever come back on? Because he, as Melvin puts it perfectly on the screen here, this was a dox.
It was a dox, right? It was apparently he apologized to Sam Mitchell, and then they patched it up because everybody there's no way he's not going to get fired for that. And I guess that guy just saved. I don't know what the history with those two are, like behind the scenes and like what was going on, but obviously it goes back. And I guess he cleaned it up. I guess when Sam, I don't know if there was Chris Miles is the other host, and he must have gone to the superior. By the way, NBA TV is owned by Turner, so TNT and TBS. They have the same like CEOs and stuff. This is not just a separate entity. It's owned by Turner. So I think Charles Barkley could have saved him. Like Barkley gets whatever he wants, and Barkley loves Sam Mitchell. So he's got Isaiah Thomas loves Sam Mitchell. So if those two had his back, they're not taking Chris Miles over Sam Mitchell. But apparently he gets nothing. He hated his check. That's crazy. I've never seen anything like that. And where is JD?
Is he being truthful in what he's saying, or is it petty as what people are saying in the chat?
Was Sam being petty, or was Chris Miles being petty?
Oh, which one? Was Sam
on the ride?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Apparently, he was taking shots at his salary, and it's not that great. and I guess he's comparing himself to like guys like Barkley and Shaq and stuff. And he works like every night on these pregame shows and postgame shows and stuff. I think he poked at him one too many times, and he just the hornet's nest kind of thing. I listen to the same. Oh, so Josh does know this. Of course he does. Josh knows everything. I listened to the Sam Mitchell fight 100 times. You guys are in for a real treat. Thank you, Josh. Yeah, I got the whole thing. And even if they cleaned it up, I believe there's definitely something going on there. But damn, you do not see that in the sports media.
Never. It's always a brotherhood type of thing in the sports community,
and it's very politically correct and shit like that is just. Tamara, and I'm not putting you on the spot. Do you want to sing Ms. Russell?
Oh my gosh. Is that the Piano in the Dark?
Yes, Brenda Russell.
Is that the one you're talking about? Okay.
Yes.
Is there a specific part?
I know.
Okay.
This would be your favorite
All
part.
right. Sorry, guys, if I'm blowing your ears away. I know, caught up in the middle, I cry just a little when I think of letting go. Oh no, gave up on the riddle, I cry just a little when he plays piano in the dark. Hopefully that was okay.
That was fucking amazing.
I thought, I've said this numerous times to people, that when you said, when I think of letting go, I thought there was a black guy named Lengo. So the way Brenda Russell sings that lyric, she goes, I know, caught up in the middle, I cry just a little when I think of, I thought it went, when I think of Lengo, but it's letting go. So the way Brenda Russell pronounced, I've gone 30 plus years thinking there was a black guy in Brenda Russell's life named Lengo, which makes sense, right? Lengo Unchained or something like that. And because Tamara's saying it, it's letting go. I thought there was a black guy named Lengo. I'm gonna name my first kid Lengo after that.
I'm gonna sing 99 Red Balloons. Because you know Howard and Beth are walking on the street picking up garbage, right? Right now, like this cleaning the beach.
I don't even remember that.
On Decision Street. 99 ministers need to worry, scurry. Call the troops out in a hurry. This is what we've waited for. This is it, boy. This is war. The president is on the line. 99 red balloons go by.
I hate to upstage you, Tamara, but that's.
How did you find that?
I got everything. You know that.
That's great, Bon. I love it. That's great.
But you sang beautifully, and what we're gonna have every time you're on, you're gonna be singing something. So be prepared.
Okay.
As you just did, you nailed that, and I am gonna make it. I'm gonna. What's the song called? So I can get the song and put your voice over it.
Brenda Russell, Piano in the Dark.
Tamara, you were saying that Brenda Russell has some like crazy like artistic background. Like she's much more than that song. Like she apparently wrote a lot for a lot of super duper artists, which I did not realize.
I'm trying to remember. She is known for a particular song. Oh my God, I can't think of it right now. You have to give me a minute. I've been drinking, so
that's okay. So
she's an alcoholic. Yeah.
So is Bon.
I can't remember now.
I totally endorse people drinking on this show. I got to get back into it too. I'm a drinking coach, and I have alcohol at my disposal. Okay, I'm going to play. So here, P. Diddy does the Howard Stern show this is the last time before I do this. Apparently the lead singer of One Direction passed away from is it a drug overdose?
Yes.
Liam Payne. Yeah, he jumped out of a 3rd-story balcony.
What's his name, Tamara?
Liam Payne.
Liam Payne.
Uh-huh.
And before he
fell, they said there was a lot of anti-anxiety drugs and other drugs that was in his room that made him a little crazy, and then that's when he jumped.
Is it considered suicide or not? Is it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yes.
Johnny Bye Bye says, Tamara, that A Little Bit of Love is a Brenda Russell song. I don't know if I know that one. I don't know if I know that.
Is that the one
Johnny.
by New Edition? A Little Bit of Love is all it takes?
I don't.
No.
I mean, apparently it's her song, so I guess she sang it. I don't know. The next Fiona Apple, right, Zersky? I agree with that.
Oh, you guys are making me weep. I love it. Thank you.
I miss Encore, Tamara, says Frank the Tank. I miss Fiona Apple. Again, well, I'll say it once again. Sing Jeremy Spoken. Pt.3 says Tamara. Tamara singing Pearl Jam would be great. I request Armin Tamfran's rendition of Dirty Dancing. I've had the time of my life.
Oh my
She's like the wind through my feet. She rides the night next to Swayze.
Jeremy spoke. Play tape of me on the air talking about Eddie and singing along to Jeremy Spoke.
Oh my God. Damn, you're so quick. You're so good on those drops. I can't stand it. Anyway, so my the only thing I knew about One Direction was Fred Norris was shut out of a One Direction concert at Sirius. That he tried to get his new Tess Norris, if you guys remember this.
Yes.
So Howard gets livid, and it's not because he cares about Fred and Tess, it's because it makes him look bad, and it makes the partner look like he doesn't have power there. And I guess he didn't. So, and it also makes Buckwald look bad because Fred is very much a Buckwald client. So Howard comes on the air, like, I want to say 2012, December. And these pictures I have here in this thing, this is actually, I put this little montage. So this is them. This is One Direction at the Sirius Fishbowl. Tess Norris is in the top right. Fred and Allison Norris from the top left. And this is Howard coming back on the air, starts in and goes nuts on Sirius for not giving Fred, rolling out the red carpet for the guy who hits a sound effect once every 6 months.
Isn't it good they kept Fred out of the One Direction? I was dangerous. I had a major tirade in here this morning because someone reminded me of that.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Fred asked, they had some dumb fucking thing up here.
It was like one of those town hall things, which typically, I don't know, I've never seen a big brouhaha about any of these. No offense to anyone in Sirius. But I guess this was one of those town halls that everybody gave a shit about.
No, you know what, Fred? I'm going to tell you something. In business, there are some people who are more important than others. You've been with
I'm definitely not on that curve.
You've been on the Howard Stern show for over 30 years.
Yeah, but I'm not Howard Stern.
Excuse me. Let me finish. I don't have to argue with you.
He doesn't want to listen.
No, because I already have to tell myself this every time I get snubbed or
I'll tell you how
shunned.
I feel. You know, if Fred never asked for anything around here, and they had this dumb fucking One Direction, which is, like a one-hit wonder type situation.
Well, they'll be the new NSYNC.
Right.
Eventually they won't be.
And they took this fucking One Direction. They had a town hall up here, whatever that is. I don't even know.
I guess they played their songs acoustically.
Good.
He'd been at Sirius for 6 years at this point. He doesn't know what town hall. Yeah, you don't know what it is. Sure you don't. He's commented on it about 30 times since he's gotten at Sirius. He had a shit fit about the Studio 54 launch party for the station and called himself, I'm a partner and I don't want this happening. He doesn't know what a town hall is. Sure you don't. And at the town hall, that's the thing you avoid when you take the freight elevator so people don't see you and look at your fucking hair and crazy eyes.
Yeah. And so Fred's daughter is like 10 years old. How old is she?
She's 10. She just turned 10.
10 years old. So Fred's...
Okay, so Tess is 10 here. Let's add... so she's 22 now. Fred's daughter is 22 years old. Isn't that crazy? You can kind of remember when she was first. That's insane that she's 22 now.
Yeah. Says to them, the guy never asked for anything. I wish he would have come to me, but he didn't want to bother me. The 10-year-old says to Fred,
Well, she
Ted.
actually didn't know about it, and I didn't tell her about it because I had a funny feeling I knew where this was going to go.
No, if I
but I was
could-
going to take a shot anyway.
Would you like to tell a story, Howard?
No.
Well, it's my kid, Robin. I can't fucking say a word.
Oh, all right, forget it. I'm glad they left you out.
Oh,
There you
my
go.
God.
Me too.
I'm trying to talk about something.
All right.
I'm trying to. It's. Fred's been with.
Here's how this goes. Fred told Buchwald, right, that this happened. Then Buchwald told Howard, because you know Fred doesn't talk to Howard off the air, and now Howard's white knighting for the Buchwald Foundation. That's how that went down.
The show with me for I don't know how many years, 30-something years, and this show's pretty important to the company. They wouldn't have paid us all this money to come over here and lead an exodus from terrestrial radio, but I'm the enemy around here. There's no question about it. It just seems to happen.
Now, keep in mind when this is. He just sued the company. He just unsuccessfully sued the company again, probably the third time, right? So why should they do him any favor? Why should they do anything for him? Especially for a guy like Fred. Why should they make Fred happy? Why would you? If I were running Sirius, I would have fired Fred and take his salary and gave it to some great afternoon guy. You're paying this guy 7 figures. Why should they capitulate to him after he just fucking sued the company?
But you know, if you know, and
that's great phonetic pronunciation, Melvin. A mash extra. He cannot say that. That's great. That's so great. Wasn't this during the Cold War beat Wig and Sirius? They started charging Howie for maintaining the studio. There was a lot of things. Well, he tried to sue the company, Jay, right after this and lost. So now everything is in bitter mode, trying to recoup a bonus he didn't deserve. He already, now, mind you, he's already gotten 2 bonuses. The first bonus was $240 million. Then he got an additional $85 million in 2007. And then he wanted another bonus. He wanted to take credit for the NFL channel and Major League Baseball, that they're his subscribers. That's the delusions he has.
And then Fred was giving this bullshit about how, well, no one is allowed to go to this event, this dumb event for his little kid, which would have made him a hero to his daughter.
Right.
No one's allowed to go. Now, look, if Mel Karmazin wanted to bring his daughter to the event, Scott Greenstein would have fucking kowtowed and said, yes, of course, Mr. Karmazin. Fred's just as important to this company as Mr. Karmazin.
Can you believe that?
Yeah,
Can you believe
right.
that? You ever notice nothing's ever Mel Karmazin's fault in all this? He's the executive you never blame. You never hear him blame Karmazin for anything. And all the executives, he starts his little, shadow boxing with.
I hate to inform Scott of that. And it just infuriates me that my guys are blown off like that for something dumb. Like, it wouldn't have cost them a dime to let Fred stand there with his daughter at the town hall and be a...
How long has he been playing this Rob Zombie bullshit?
Forever.
5 minutes? Yeah, he's still playing the opening music.
hero. But if it was some blowjob they had to give to some fucking B-list celebrity, they would. Fred's a B-list celebrity. Quite frankly,
give him a blowjob.
Quite frankly, he's an A-list celebrity. You should treat him like one. Because all your sucking dick on Bruce Springsteen ain't getting you jack shit. Sucking Fred's dick will get you somewhere in this company because Fred's fucking writing funny shit that people are listening to. Suck Fred's dick, not Bruce Springsteen's.
Guess who Howard's having on this week to suck dick on?
Oh, God.
Tell.
Bruce Springsteen for the second time. Now, remember what I just played when he kisses his ass this week. And I have 1,000 other clips where that came from about him going off on Springsteen. It is unbelievable that's the same guy. This two-faced, hypocritical, phony motherfucker.
At least he defended Fred,
He just said Fred Norris is more important than Bruce Springsteen. Bruce had a channel, too, at that point at Sirius. He just said Fred Norris is more important than Bruce Springsteen.
Are they going to take this interview as well and put it on HBO? You know,
that was such a disaster. That was such a disaster. We showed the ratings for that stuff. It was such a. HBO will never deal with him ever again. Everything Howard does television wise, that's where it goes to die. There's nothing he can do. Everything he does outside of radio is an absolute debacle and failure. He couldn't even have a one-on-one interview. It was, what do we say? It was like 180th in the ratings in its time slot or
Yeah.
something.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's that, and rest in peace, One Direction. What's his name again, Tamara?
Liam Payne.
Liam Payne. I'm sure, the travails of a boy band when they get a little older. I don't know. I'm sure there's a mental health issue because it's certainly not the alcohol's fault. So Liam Payne, I don't know anything about you, but rest in peace.
He died doing what he loved.
There you go.
So on to P. Diddy, Tamara, and you are all free to chime in and stop me as I play this. P. Diddy comes on. There's no continuity to this. So I'm going to play this first. This is P. Diddy on the Howard Stern Show in 2006, following Jenna Jameson on the Sybian.
Interesting.
Fuck, you'll ruin
the Sybian. Holy
And I'll play a little
shit.
bit of this, and then I'll jump to about the 8-minute mark when Howard goes into the lifestyle.
Around the 8-minute mark.
About the 7-minute, 48-second mark.
Yes. You know how what?
You know how, like, when.
Yes, PCPU23. Howard was just about to write Liam a note. Yes, sir. That's very funny. It's a big story. I don't know if I want to. So Rosie O'Donnell, who I say this all the time, she lived right in that area upstate, just outside. I can't believe he brought her up in this. Her daughter is 27, moved to Wisconsin, just got arrested for having meth. She has 4 kids. She left. She's a meth dealer in Wisconsin. And she had meth all over this baby room, and the baby was rolling around in crystal meth and
Are you
cocaine.
serious?
I swear to God, she's 27. She lives in Wisconsin. She has 4 kids. She's been married twice, and she just got arrested for possession with intent to sell meth, cocaine, and some other and paraphernalia, and with all the stuff, bags and scales and all the stuff that you would say. And now, but if anyone
I went to grab a box of Pop-Tarts and Rosie O'Donnell got the last one.
What? Are you using like AI off? When did I say that? Holy
wish.
shit.
I have a system that's so elite.
I could see myself saying it, but God damn it, this is so, to hear this.
I know it's you. That's 8 years ago. That's what must flip you out.
I want to have a pool table in honor of Rosie O'Donnell that says no scissoring.
Lesbian joke. Oh my God, a pool hall joke. So this P. Diddy thing is crazy. This is when he wasn't hiding anything, and he's kind of subtly humble bragging, and Howard knows exactly what goes on there. He's talking about the pool parties. This is it. This is it. He's bringing it up, and they're enamored by it. And
But it wasn't me.
Yeah, because Scarsdale is all black now.
Yeah.
You can't walk down the street in Scarsdale and
So you would fill up the pool.
You see Jim Florentine sit next to Artie? Interesting.
Old days.
I mean,
I like the porn mustache.
No, not really.
I'm sorry. What was that, Tamara?
I said I like the porn mustache that Artie.
Yeah, yes. He had the
Really
Molly's hair. Look at how ridiculous that looks when you really zoom in. Look at that shit. Look at how every follicle is manufactured. Look at that.
And that was his good sort of looking era, you could say. And now
I want to thank Chubby
bizarre.
Pickle. Did you hear what Chubby Pickle said last week about Howard's hair, how fake it looked in person? He said he was looking at it, he was rolling his eyes. He couldn't believe how fake it looked. I mean, that's how it. And if you don't think that security is there to block you from looking at his hair, you're crazy. It's
And full
all about
props to
that.
Chubby for coming on. We loved the Chub
He was
Master.
awesome.
And and the
Thank
comments were
you.
great after the show. There were
Yes.
people saying, "Who's this Chub? Where did he come from? Give us more Chub."
Johnny Bobby goes, John's acting like Sarah hasn't done some 4-hour Deppenings low key with a vibrator to get through it. Johnny! God damn it. Sarah would love that joke, though. Was Jenna Jameson ever hot? No, Johnny. I not.
Tupac, I think I told Arm about this. He has constantly threatened people in terms of blowing up their car, like Kid Cudi. He's another rapper who was with Cassie, and they said that Diddy found out about it, and as a retaliation, he blew up Kid Cudi's car.
Wow.
He will send his goons to your house, constantly call you, threaten you,
Oh,
show
no.
up at different events with his face like, hey, told you I'd be here. So that's what they're worried about, that he's going to go out and continually threaten witnesses.
That's what I'd be doing to John if I lived in the States, you know.
Now I told you about my biggest fear is a nude dude throwdown, right? So whoever you send at me, they're gonna get basketball shorts and a t-shirt. They're not getting me nude. So take that. And I'll be up. You're not sneaking up at 5 a.m. like the FBI does when they raid people's houses. They always show up at between 4 a.m. and 6. I think.
Yes.
You're not
Yes.
catching me off guard. And I'll
You'd
have
be
the
out
FBI
running at that
windbreaker on.
time.
So I'll answer the door with
Oh,
shorts on and an FBI windbreaker, as a matter of fact.
and they'll be like, "Excuse me, sir, do you know if lives here?" And you'll be like, "I'm not sure. I'm just checking the place out." And they'll be like, "Well, you do the bottom floor. We'll do the top floor."
Tamara, let me ask you this. Does any of this, the backstory, the way this hits now, does any of this surprise you about P. Diddy?
No.
Did you know most of
No,
this?
I knew about P. Diddy when I lived in LA in the 90s. With the East Coast, West Coast rivalry, that's when I started hearing P. Diddy more and more, especially after, I know some people may not know what I'm talking about. Suge Knight was the CEO of Death Row Records, where Pac was, signed to them. And on an award show, it wasn't a serious award show, it was the Source Awards. He got up and said, hey.
That's my serious award show.
Yes, he got up and said, hey, y'all not gonna respect me, at least I'm not dancing in the videos like some other people are. And that's when everybody knew he was talking about Diddy. And that's when I started hearing more and more stories about Diddy, and some of his involvement with other rap artists. Wendy Williams is another one, trying to dash their careers or ruin them, in terms of them not working anymore. Because Wendy was one of them. I remember he got her fired or was it Bill Cosby? But he tried to get her fired at the radio station. And
shit, he's a vindictive brother, isn't he?
He is very worse than Wiggy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, and he's on such a megalomaniacal power trip at the same and executes these plans. Now, I want you to say it first because I want to give you the credit for it. You have a theory. You think, how involved in the death of Biggie is he? Do you think that he is in a way responsible for the death of Biggie, and how would that be? And Tupac.
Okay, so in terms of Biggie in the Black community, because I am the representative, right?
Yes.
Of course.
In terms of Biggie, they say he's somewhat responsible. Diddy is somewhat responsible because he got Tupac killed. Because Tupac was killed, that was retaliation in terms of Biggie. In terms of Tupac, remember I talked about the Source Awards where, they were going back and forth. After that, Diddy would try to see Suge and try to talk to him and smooth things out. And Suge said, no, I'm not having it. If you remember in Vegas, the night that Tupac got shot, right? Remember, you saw that video where Tupac and some of his goons or thugs started beating down a man, right?
Yes.
Okay. They say that man was a nephew of Keith D. I don't know if you've heard him in the news. He was one of the ones that said he was one of the ones that said that he killed Tupac, right?
Yes.
So the nephew, yes. I don't know what people know or don't know. I'm just saying. Okay.
No. Keep going.
Okay. So Keith D said because his nephew got beat up, right? That's when Diddy came out and said, hey, I hate that Tupac and Suge keeps embarrassing me in these different situations. So if you guys take him out, I will pay you $1 million to take him out.
Wow.
This is all allegedly.
Yeah.
And so they got the word like, oh, will you pay? Are you for sure? And, he said, yeah, I'll pay. And so that hit on Pac was not meant for Pac. It was meant for Suge. So when they rolled up next to him in that car, when they shot him, Suge leaned back, and that's when it hit Tupac, right? And Tupac succumbed to the wounds. So Keith D said, okay, where's my money? And P. Diddy said, what money? What are you talking about? I don't owe you any money. I didn't promise. I didn't say for you to do that. I told you it'd be a great idea if you did that. So that's where he comes in. And because Biggie was in LA 6 months after Tupac, people in LA were still mad that Tupac died. So that's when they came and killed him after the music. I think it was a music industry party they were at. And Notorious, who did not want to go, but Diddy forced him to go to LA to attend this show. That's where he got shot.
And he had just signed him. Or the rumor was that Biggie wanted to leave P. Diddy's label.
Yes. And he did his last album for him, right? And they quote unquote say, because Biggie wanted to get out, Biggie was the big money maker for Diddy. That's another conspiracy theory.
Right.
Yes.
And so the theory is, if you're not going to work for me, you're not working for anybody. There's no way I'm losing my artist.
Correct.
And does Violetta Wallace think that's what happened? Biggie's mom?
From what
she does not like Diddy at all. I mean,
not at all. And she sued, I want to say she tried to sue LAPD for taking so long and trying to find out who actually shot Notorious, but they didn't, they didn't.
Well, you got to watch. I mean, the movie City of Lies that we're going to do a watch along, you would tailor-made for this. It is all that every single bit you just is brought up in this movie. You would absolutely, and you haven't seen it. So you need to watch that.
No,
movie.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
and what's funny, I find you guys talk about Diddy, and I'm just going to say this quick. I know I'm taking a lot of time.
No, you're no. You're
I'm
absolutely.
Also, I think I told you, I am reading a book currently by one of Diddy's ex producers called Mark Curry, and I think the book is called Dancing with the Devil or something.
Not
like
Mr.
that.
Cooper. Not
the comedian. No, this is another guy. He in the book, it's very interesting because he talks about how in the movie, in his let's say he has an artist like Mace, right? Mace and him are getting ready to do this video. He wouldn't tell the artist, but Diddy would charge the artist without the artist knowing to be in the video. If you're using his car, like his Benz or something like that, he would charge the artist for that Benz being in the video. Anything of his with his appearance, there's a charge. And Mace didn't ever know what was going on until he looked at the books and was like, wait, where is this money? Where is this miscellaneous going to? It was all.
Wait, just one second, Tamara. So Mace
Yes,
is like, just to explain this in white people speak, it's as if Bruce Wayne is Biggie. P. Diddy is Dick Grayson, and Tim Drake would be Mace. Mace would be the third, wave, the youngest of them, right? It would be like he was.
That was great.
Yeah,
perfect.
That was good. That was really good. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tamara. Go ahead. So I just want to, because I like Mace. What kind of career did Mace have? I mean, was it just when they were around, and then did he do anything by himself after after 2005?
In actuality, I think Mace just talked about this on one of his podcasts. He said that after Biggie died, a lot of the raps and the things that were coming out from Bad Boy, he wrote. He never got credit for it because Diddy wanted all the credit, but he said, I'm going to get paid. So it's okay if he takes the credit because I'm still going to get paid. He never saw that money. Never saw that money.
I got something here. I ferreted this out. So this is what Tamara was talking about. This is Suge at the Source Awards being.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Full of girls, they don't need the
love that song.
Like to tell Tupac, keep his guards up. We ride with him. And one other thing I'd like to say, any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, and don't want to have.
Tamara, is Suge a blood?
Yes, he is.
So he's wearing red.
Yes.
Snoop Dogg is a Crip.
Yes.
So why is he pro? Suge Knight
he is.
bailed out Snoop. Apparently, he offered $4.5 million bail. Why are the Bloods and Crips together in this?
Okay, here's the thing. In California, there was always territorial in terms of the Blood and the Crips, but you would know people within the other organization and be cool. Just as long as you guys respected the gang that they were,
I didn't know that.
No problem. No
I
problem.
didn't know that.
Yes.
We know on the Donnie Brasco watch along, we talk about how the different mafia factions are just like the Bloods and the Crips, where they call the cop. Bon, you saw this on Mayor of Kingstown. Do you remember the Crips called the cops on the Bloods?
Yeah.
Or reverse, or was it reverse of that? The Bloods, the Crips. So in order to get back at the gang, they will drop a dime or snitch on the other gang in order to bring them down. The best way to do it is you call the cops on.
A lot of the times in the past, you do not call the cops. You handle it internally. You never call the cops.
Well, like they would just like alert the
swat
cops
them.
to like a cookhouse or swat
Yeah,
them.
they get them
right,
swatted.
Right.
Yeah, that's what the kids are saying as
Right.
well. Swatted. They send the cop. They said
Go ahead,
the cops come over. They kick in the door and everything. I'm loving.
And one other thing I'd like to say, any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, and don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the video, all on the record, dancing. Come to Death Row.
Wow.
And this right here is where there was a clear line between East Coast and West Coast. This was a clear line right here.
That's
How
crazy.
about that?
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean,
Which was funny to me because I listened to East Coast. You know what I mean? I listened to stuff that was from there. So I just found it astounding that with each speech or with each event, it just got worse and worse and worse between the two coasts.
Let me ask you this, because you're a Tupac-ophile. How do you think
I love him.
His career would have gone had he lived? Like, what do you think would happen today with it? You think he just would have been huge, or would it have fizzled?
No, he was really trying to get into movies, if you remember.
No, I remember Poetic Justice with Janet Jackson.
And then he did something else, and
Above
I
the
gotta
Rim.
look it up.
Above the Rim.
Above the Rim. Yeah,
Yep.
but he was going into the more non-black roles.
He was
And
in
I
something
can't
with Mickey
remember.
Rourke. Like he was friends with
Yeah,
Mickey Rourke, right?
Yeah.
AJ
So I
Benza,
believe-
Tamara. AJ Benza knows a lot about Tupac and Mickey Rourke because he was the gossip columnist of the night. So I guess he was following them around. So he's actually a really good guy. I don't know if he's got stories about those two.
I think it was
AJ Benza.
Was it gang related? I think that was another movie he did. I just can't remember the white actor's name who loved him. I just can't remember. But yeah, I think he would have gone on. And he was also trying to get out of death row himself and had his own group called oh my God, this alcohol. I can't remember the group. But,
it's never the alcohol's fault. You need a
okay, I
coach.
can't remember the group, but
Do not
he had
blame the
another
alcohol on
group.
the show.
He had another group he was forming where he was going to get out of death row. This is another
Okay.
conspiracy theory because he found out some of the underhanded stuff Suge was doing. And
So you think he
wanted
would have
out
done
himself.
You would have done a Will Smith and just transitioned to acting full time?
I think so, yeah.
All right, that's not a bad theory. I could go with that. He's certainly charismatic enough.
The
right? He's got a
Outlaws.
little-
That's the name of
Okay.
his group. Outlaws. Yes, sir.
Fallon is coiting. Mary Jean says Fallon is sporting quite the hairpiece these days. That's interesting, Mary. You know what's going on? It is hair system palooza out there in the Hamptons. You know, Kimmel and Fallon are coming over there, and they're just shoving plugs on each other's scalp all the time. Kevin Hart is way annoying. All right, back to with P. Diddy's vindictive and his goons and all his methods, and do you think he's sending goons after your Ben Afflecks, your Mark Anthony's, your exes of his ex, that he just is either bitter, like he just thinks if the bitch isn't with me, she should have nobody. And even if it's not, do you think he's gone in that direction where he's sent
I don't think
goons?
he sends goons. He just sends nice little reminder emails. Hey, it's me. You
Right.
know, just little nice worded. You know, he's not going to do that to the more popular culture of entertainment. He's not going to do that. Nah.
Herbert Arnold says that the bail is $50 million.
Oh, 50 million.
Yes,
Okay.
That's it. Herbert. I
There's
remember
some
that.
I couldn't remember. Thank you, Herbert.
Somebody else said 40 as well. So there's
No, it's 50.
You know, what's
He's right.
10 million between friends? You know, it's 40 or 50. Do you know how that's a lot of money? Holy.
He's offering that. He's offering his passport, his kids' passports, all of the property, his mom's property. So he is offering whatever he can, and the feds are like, no, absolutely not.
And you're saying that's so he can get on the phone to his boys.
He must have affiliates or friends of friends, or he's got to. He's at least paying them all.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that place is. I talked about that last week. It's like under it. You feel like you step right into 1979 when you see where this place is. It's like under the Gowanus Belt Parkway Bridge, and so. But you can't. It's so funny. You can't get footage inside that place. I don't know why. That's where Ghislaine Maxwell was, by the way, in the female lockup. So there's something about this thing. It's like if it's considered federal, and I don't think when there's no way we're getting a televised trial with him. There's no way.
No.
And
no.
The thing you want the most is never televised. You know who I like, Tamara? Black guy speed rapper Twista.
He's good.
Twista
He's good.
From
He's good.
is so good. There's no way Jay-Z is the best. That's such bullshit. That's such an easy answer.
That's
He's
another
running
big
Def
debate
Jam.
in the rap community.
He's running a record company. No, he still raps every now and then.
What's that, Tamara?
I'm sorry. I was just saying that's another
What
big
is?
debate. Who is the best rapper? When you said that.
Oh, it's all
Everyone says
subjective. It's all
Jay-Z,
arbitrary.
some say- yeah, exactly.
It's stupid. What does that mean? What are the statistical metrics we're basing the best rapper on? What does that mean? It's just stupid conversation.
But you've got the top 5. It's like you've got the big 4 metal bands that are the most famous. So
right. It's the easy answer to say.
You got Diddy, Jay-Z, Tupac, and who else? I guess Eminem. Does he get into that?
Can't wait to have you back. What a great debut. Armband, Tamfran, always late to the party, but I'm in the building.
Hey, black guy.
Greetings, everyone. Great drop. Thank you, Chubby Pickle. Thank you, sir.
We loved you. We said some nice things about you at the start, earlier in the episode. So scroll back if you're, vain.
Yes, we did. We did talk about you
loved
before.
I mean, in my eyes, I'm also a fan of hip hop. He's one of the best.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the best to me right now.
J.I. Young said, I wanted an update on this Kevin Hart thing. So he was hosting these parties, people. This has got to be, you cannot flip 3 channels without seeing Kevin Hart 5 times. He's the most overexposed celebrity I've ever seen in my life.
He's so irritating. God,
Yes,
him
I
and Jimmy
agree.
Fallon.
I agree.
The hyperactive Robin Williams crap that's not working, and it makes me sick.
So J.A. Young says Kevin Hart just recently admitted to cheating on his wife because of this lawsuit. He flew to Vegas on his wife's birthday and blew some chick's back out. So I guess he's been forced to admit this because now he would be caught cheating and he'd rather just get in front of it. And somehow that's so somehow he thinks if I admit to this, I won't be implicated with P. Diddy. Is that what he's going for, Jay? Because he's everywhere on this. Have you seen footage of him, or is it just stills with Kevin Hart hosting these freak offs in P. Diddy's white parties?
No, there's videos. There's
videos
video,
of
and there's one. I don't know if that's in your Usher clip, and there's one where I think he was talking a little too much, and P. Diddy gave him a look and kind of pushed him a little bit so he can stop talking.
Right. Cut all these, and they just anything that Biggie fooled around with and recorded. They
Yeah,
released it like
same
it
with
was new.
Tupac.
And
Yes, same with Tupac. Yes, sir.
was P. Diddy way too dancing on his grave, trying to monetize the death of Christopher Wallace, that it's almost like Wiggerus flying too close to the sun in that way, where like as soon as Biggie died, he is doing this tour. He's running around and monetizing the death of Notorious
With the
B.I.G.
choir and
Yes,
the song
Sting.
by Sting
Yep.
and oh my God, yes. I was getting tired of it. Yeah.
Some
There's always
things
a huge Wiggerus moment.
Crestfallen. It's like, wow. You just don't hear it often. It's a beautiful word.
It's no boondoggle, but
But let me ask you, is that market saturated? Putting out a new clone of
okay. So that's tremendous. That footage is tremendous. I mean, from being drilled on, did you kill Biggie and all the backs? I got to give Howard amazing props on that. Was when he is the best interviewer. That's him at its finest. That is a tremendous rat-a-tat-tat of questions to him, and that is 2006.
That was a great clip.
Yeah, thank you, Tamara. Thank you, Tamfran. They're still tight because of the woman shot in the face in the bar. J-Lo allegedly held the gun in her purse. Do you guys? Okay, I'll leave it up to you guys. You want to hear Usher? Do you want to hear? Do you want to hear Suge Knight, or do you want to hear Robin reporting on the J-Lo P Diddy getaway from 2000?
Probably Usher, because there's
Okay.
so much in the news about him, and he deleted his Twitter, quote unquote, because of the stuff that was coming out. There's so much with Usher that people know.
You're the guest. You get.
Oh, sorry, Bond too. Bond's got a vote too.
No.
I'm sorry. Wrong clip.
Wait.
So
Just
Usher
hold on, John.
on the
Hold
Howard
on.
Stern show.
I'm just addressing something. This broad, Lucy. Yeah, I saw your multiple comments there. So I don't think we'll address it this episode, but this is what John said last episode that, just in passing, John said, Howard's the richest entertainer. Okay, and this is Lucy. She replied in the comments, he isn't the richest entertainer. Type in richest and he's nowhere. Okay, then Lucy writes, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Paul McCartney, The Rock, Vince McMahon, Magic, etc. They and many more. He or she is saying make way more. Okay. And then I replied to her, there's issues with your statements. We may address them on the next show. And she's saying, here we go. She said right there that I said, John, I said I'm going to prove it. I didn't say I'd prove it. I said right there's issues that we may address them. I did no. It's fascinating how people can read into comments and then say that I said that I was going to prove it. I didn't. I say we may address them, and I don't think we're going to have time to do it. But I did talk to John about it.
Oh, that was in the depths of my depression when I didn't. That was when he wrote that. I remember going,
Anyway, let's continue because we're
all I'll
get
say
into
is
it.
Howard's made $100 million since 2005. If you make the cumulative all the way to today, nobody comes close to him. Howard's an entertainer. Michael Jordan's an athlete. I'm talking about straight up. He's the #1 radio host. The list I saw, he's the #1 radio moneymaker in all that time. That's always #1, and he has been floating in and out of the top 10 for years and years and years.
That's right, exactly. And
he's made $100 million since 2005. All those other guys fluctuate. He has not wavered. If you do the cumulative, it's not even if he's close to #1, it's way too much.
That's
even
right.
if he's 10th. You
And
know what I'm
Lucy,
saying, Lucy
all
Fire.
these
You know
words here. She's
semantics.
I know. We're talking about different people. We're talking about
Athlete,
stars, then we're
rock and
talking
roller. Yep.
about musicians, and then Spielberg and George Lucas. Nobody's ever called either. They're directors, writers, producers. They're not entertainers. Andrew Lloyd Webber is a musical composer, very different. But I understand, Lucy, that you feel that way. That's fine. I'm saying, and the
Where
other
is
part of what I
Seinfeld?
was saying. Exactly. And see, if you put Seinfeld in there, he's a comedian.
And Larry David.
Okay, now different. If you argue all of that, and if we take away all of that, and get to the core of this, it's that Howard earns so much money
Where's Oprah?
for doing so little a week,
That's
10
another.
hours,
Yes.
and then he might take a vacation.
Right.
And
If you
he
do the
is
per
a
minute,
DJ, which is an entertainer. He entertains people.
per
That's
minute
what
and
John
sweat
was saying.
equity, it's not even close. He's the most.
Exactly.
And really, the point is he's the most overpaid, quote unquote. And I can't even call him. To use the word entertainer is so ridiculous with him. When's the last time you've been entertained by him and only him doing something? Right? He's a carnival barker. There's nothing entertaining about him.
That's right.
Per
And
minute.
if you look at his history for say 15 years when he went to Sirius, he really was getting that 100 million. And then when you take off what he has to spend and taxes, maybe each year he cleared 50 million into his bank account. Or 40. Now
Don't
tell
forget
us
bonuses. He got a $240 million bonus.
Yeah,
on
remember
the
that?
first year.
And when you think about that, I remember when Letterman was very in the 90s, I remember seeing something, he was getting 40 million a year. But think about the work. If you've watched the Larry Sanders show, they don't show up 10 minutes before the show starts. They're there all day.
Right.
These talk show hosts. So they're working 8 hours. Remember what Howard, and over the last 10 years with Howard, if he's clearing 50 or 40 million a year after everything, and all he's doing is maybe 10 hours a week, maybe 11, 12 hours if you add a bit of preparation. That's incredible
you remember
money.
we had- you remember
No musician on that list or sports person. John, tell me the training Michael Jordan would have done on a weekly basis. Just tell me the hours each day.
In terms of honing his skills?
Yeah, or Tiger Woods.
Yeah, it's not well. You remember we had on the assistant to Laura Lackner, Howard's assistant, and she said that Howard shows up, grabs a script, doesn't do dick to prepare, doesn't do anything but just show up, and they give him material. He doesn't. What was that reverb? Weird. All right, enough of that. Let's get back to
But
this.
You see what we're getting at, like George Lucas, Spielberg. You talk about I'll give you another one. I'll give you Tom Cruise. You think he makes 50 million a year? No, he owns the production company, and he spends maybe 3 years getting ready to film the Mission Impossible movie before the camera rolls. He's got other sources of income and everything.
Well, that's why Howard can't deal with another form of entertainment, why he fails so miserably in TV, where that CBS show was hit, because he doesn't have any work ethic whatsoever to put into anything like that. And
he made the show, and we've seen the evidence. Oh God, we've seen the evidence. We've seen the commercial breaks where they show behind the scenes, and you got Jason and Will, Gary. They're all telling him what to do,
and he's sitting behind a console with a fucking
and he just eating
yogurt,
He's got a little
yogurt
bit of
and
food,
granola shoved in his stupid face.
And he's going, and then they come in and say, "This person's on the phone. What do you think? Do you want to go to them?" And he's chewing, and he goes, "Yeah, I'll go to them in 20 minutes." And then he's doing. We're talking about a guy who's a genius at manufacturing career, where he has to do very minimal, and he's ruined himself over the last 10 years. He does nothing to earn his money. So there's no one who earns this much money for doing so little.
The
That's
goal
my point,
was
Lucy.
when he got serious.
She
goal
was
has always
demanding
been
a response, John. You saw that. She said, I have to prove it. I didn't
the
even
goal.
say I could
All
prove
right,
it.
all right.
I said, we have differing opinions.
The goal, and it's very arbitrary because you don't. Do you really think Forbes has every dollar? I see them fuck up all the time. Like I said, where is Seinfeld on that list? Where is
Yeah,
Larry
but
David on that
what
list?
about all the athletes? So your football players,
Right.
how many
Tom Brady.
hours a day do they train? They train they train what 6 days a week, don't they, John? For like 8 hours.
Yes, of
They're there
course.
at the club. They eat there. They have dinner there. They have breakfast there. They work their butts off. But they're
Howard's
getting
goal.
40 million, aren't they, a year? The best ones. That's
How
still
many?
not what Howard gets.
How many times have I said on this show? Howard's goal, and it's been the goal even before Sirius was do as little live radio as humanly possible and get paid the most money. The goal is to not work. The vacation solution. I'm not work. He went in and the first thing he said to Sirius is, I cannot wait to have these days off. It wasn't about programming the channels. How many days off do I get? What's the most money I can make? It's the most antithetical thing to a subscriber or a fan. So
To
when
a
that's your
subscribe,
goal,
I say it in Feeny voice because Lucy's put us through hell, so give her it in
I
Feeny voice.
it's not even.
I have
It's
to
the
take
most.
my dog outside now, and that was my rant. I'm taking my
Okay.
dog outside. I'm taking a break. Tomorrow, we
Kevin-
want to hear you sing before the end of the episode again. So think up something as well, because
Okay,
everybody's
no
loving
problem,
the
Don.
singing. John, I'll give you back your show. I'm sorry. Thank you for indulging me.
No, that's okay.
I'm taking the dog out, and I'm going to.
J.R. Young says Kevin Hart was being
kick up the
blackmailed
fence.
with a sex tape. He accused a friend but lost because he had no evidence. In return, the friend wanted Kevin to make a video clearing his name but didn't do it and got sued. Man, god damn it. This Kevin Hart stuff, has he addressed any of this? Like, because, any attention is attention for him, and I'm sure he would.
He has addressed it. This was a while ago when this happened, though.
Yeah, I need more on him. I really want to see. You couldn't thin the herd better than the only way to get rid of Kevin Hart. He had a Me Too that he ducked as well, right? He cheated on his wife, and then he apologized to her on like TMZ or something. Welcome, Trinity Jean. So happy to catch you live. Thank you, Trinity Jean, for making it. Thank you. Yes, the all-star topic and abuser victims compiled mass. Lucy Fire used to be a regular on the Deppening. We haven't seen Lucy Fire. Welcome back. I haven't seen you. You were on some of the earlier Deppening lives, and it was great to have you. Great show. Thank you, Trinity Jean. Thank you. So nice to see Bon Jovi has joined you. Hope this helps get you through your survival goal. Thank you, Trinity. It does help. And here's Mark Harris. Sarah probably wants me to play this.
Vinny, it's Mark. Dearest viewers, a new month and a new show. If able, please donate to the Arm Fund, which is how your host gets paid. Super Chat, Venmo, Cash App, or memberships. It all counts. We'll all go. Now put your face in the buttermilk and take a sip. Oh,
Thank you, everyone. If you can support the cause, you know the rap. We don't ask for much, but I appreciate each and every one of you that do. It's not mandatory, but it helps. We got a pirate ship to run. How pompous ass does that sound? Arm, did you watch the best channel for touring tough ghettos? Spaniard, not yet, Lucy Fire. That's right in the holster with the other 1,000 shows I need to watch. I will get to it, I promise. Keffy D is the guy, says Trinity G.
That's his name. That's his
Okay.
name. Yeah. I wasn't sure if I was saying it correctly. Keith D, I think his name is.
Keith? Keffe. Okay, Keith. So you're not pronouncing the TH, you're pronouncing F. I got you.
Yes.
I know my black speak. Southside Compton Crips. DeAndre Smith allegedly pulled the trigger on Pac, says Loco. Is that
Told
true?
you, it's another theory. Yep, it's another theory.
Look at Judy Wright with the rap game knowledge. Dwayne Keffel Davis was arrested on September 23 of the murder of Tupac in Vegas. Gamma Man, Rolex Jones. Okay, for you, Tamara, let's go to Usher on the Howard Stern Show, 2016, talking about his relationship with a lot of people. clips have been circulating, but this is the full, like, this is the expansive version, the director's cut.
People start going, talk about losing your voice. That was covered.
There's no Howard TV, by the way, at this point, so it had been canceled for 2 years. This is just audio.
So Young by L.A. Reid, really, right? Wouldn't you say L.A. Reid was the guy who sort of discovered you?
The guy who discovered me, his name is H. Alexander.
Right.
Yeah, Alexander Parham. Now this guy in Chattanooga,
right? It's so exciting. Right.
In Chattanooga, Tennessee, it gave her patience. Okay.
Right.
So now, in Chattanooga, Tennessee, we eventually moved. My mother remarried. Your
dad split early. I mean, you were like a year and a half.
My mom and my dad split.
Judy, do us all a favor, and Dior Sauvage would have dropped him and did us all a favor. There's nothing noble about it. He's a name. He's universe. They're French. There's nothing noble about that. There's nothing. Yeah, of course they stuck with him because they paid him. God damn it, $13 million a year to do that. It is the death of his career. Is that goddamn cologne? You will never sell me on that. Don't even try. I have been following his fucking career since 1987. That is so embarrassing. I am throwing up in my mouth thinking about him being a spokesperson for cologne. It is the very personification of selling out.
Very, very, very early.
Did you have your father in your life at all?
No, he was not in my life at all. But I had a stepfather, and that stepfather moved us from Chattanooga to Atlanta. When we moved to Atlanta, that's when my career basically started.
Loca says, Tamara, Eazy-E, who Suge supposedly had beef with, was from SS Compton Crips. What's the SS stand for?
I don't know.
I can't. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Obviously stopped working at Blue Cross Blue Shield. She had an independent job in Atlanta.
Right.
And I just began to pursue my career.
And when things start to take off, she begins managing you, which is a great comfort because you're too young to start to go off.
It took some time.
Yeah.
So there's a few steps that happened in between. So I moved to New York City. And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? They wanted to toughen you up and give you some sort of street...
Tamara, what's the deal with L.A. Reid and his moguldom? What is he? How many? Like, he's a producer. He's never performed, right? He's just strictly like behind the scenes.
No, he's strictly behind the scenes. He was a producer and also, my God, I can't right now. He was also a record exec.
Okay.
I just can't remember the name of the company right now. And SS that stood for South Side. That's what Loco wrote in the comments.
Okay, South Side. I got it. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Welcome, Mancow Muller. I know it's you. I know it's definitely you. You have the same exact voice as Bubba the Love Sponge and Alex Jones.
Fred, right? By sticking you with Puffy, and you're living at Puffy's place.
Yeah.
What's
at
that
13th.
like?
In Scarsdale, it was cool. I mean,
cool.
Rest in peace, Mancow Muller's father, by the way. Howard wished that.
It was a
What's
pussy
going
palace.
on there? Yeah.
In Scarsdale?
Yeah.
In Scarsdale.
No, wait. Let me back up for a second. You had already won Star Search, right? Not one Star Search, but you went Star Search for like 4 months, right? You were like a sort of a phenom or something.
No.
Thank you, Tamara Francois, if you're in the chat. That is so nice of you. It's almost like incestuous donating to yourself. Take that
I had to donate to the survival fund.
the botanical gardens. God damn it. What a broad. That is so Canadian of you, by the way. That's the Canadian in you coming out.
Who was it?
I was on Star Search one time.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. I was just at Ron Perlman's house over the weekend in the Hamptons. He has a party every year there. Why didn't you come, first of all?
Because it was too fucking late for me. I go to bed at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Mary Jean. Another great show.
Thank you, Mary Jean.
So here, Usher is describing a freak party that Howard's invited to, and he's playing that thing. Oh, it's too early, and blah blah blah. But here we go, getting right into it again.
Ron Perlman's house over the weekend, and
it's a Ron Perlman party too.
And Ron Perlman is another individual. You know who he is, right?
He's a total mogul and rich guy, Hamptons guy, and what's his claim to fame? Oh, you talking about Hellboy?
The guy who no. Oh, that Ron Perlman. You know who I was thinking of? Lou Perlman. Yes.
Okay. Different one. This is the rich mogul. The other actor is Hellboy, who was in Sons of Anarchy and
Hamptons. He has a party every year there. Why didn't you come first of all?
Because it was too fucking late for me. I go to bed at 9 o'clock.
So Usher says to Howard, "Why didn't you come?" So there, obviously, he knows the ground that Howard does not want that put in there. So he was invited to it. He runs in those circles, and I don't think Usher's supposed to blurt that out. That Howard was invited to this thing. He does not want, because these are the years where he's not talking about his personal life anymore. So he doesn't want that out there. But Usher's like, what's the big deal? You were invited to it. Tamara, do you remember when Amy Schumer was on and she started talking about New Year's Eve at Steve Martin's party? And Howard was like, no, you can't bring that up.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what that reminds me of. Howard has a literal gag order on him to not talk about
he wants those invitations keep coming.
That's right.
Keep coming.
He thinks he's going to be cut off if he's brought it up.
And then in the Hamptons, he has a party every year there. Why didn't you come first of all?
Because it was too fucking late for me. I go to bed at 9 o'clock. I was tired. I was going to go.
Are you getting old?
Yeah.
What?
Look at me. I'm old. I tell you something. I said to my wife, we both looked at each other. That thing's not going to start kicking in until about 10 o'clock.
Tamara, do you really buy that Beth went along with that program?
No.
What does she do?
Absolutely not.
Literally has nothing to do. She couldn't have less. She is a ne'er-do-well. She has nothing to do. She's going to go, no, Howard, I don't want to go to this great party with all these celebrities when I don't have to do anything for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. I have no reason to get up early. He cannot tell the truth about anything.
At night.
Yeah, man, you missed it. This shit was crazy.
I heard it was good.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
His Darth Kermit modulation is killing me right now, Tamara.
Oh, it's crazy. Yes, in my headphones. Yes.
Gwen Stefani played with
by the end of the night, by the way, we had so much fun. The entire party went black. Not everybody went black, literally. No, the entire party blacked out. And
why? Was it a power blackout?
It was a power blackout, man.
Is Gamma Man accusing Usher Raymond of being gay? It's difficult for Usher Raymond to see how the shit on his cock after he's done effing dudes in the ass. Huh, he's too good at answer. Is that true, Tamara?
You remember he went to Diddy camp, right? Where he was quote unquote initiated.
He's going into that here.
He also brought in Bieber.
Yes. You gotta hear how gay Howard sounds when Usher brings Bieber up. You gotta hear this. It's a little.
And a lot of people in the music industry say, because I know people in the music industry, a lot of them say, whatever happened to you, you have to do that same initiation ritual to other people.
Really? So it's done like a fraternity, like a frat, like a hazing.
I think it's a power. It's a power move, but
yeah.
The Roots on the stage. Lionel Richie's performing all night long.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and the entire party went black. Right?
Is that annoying or what?
I mean, it was pretty funny.
But
they called me on the stage afterwards to close the entire thing. Pharrell Williams was there.
Did you know you were going to sing?
I had no idea.
Oh, thank you, Okashi. So L.A. Reid's known for discovering TLC, which is a big discovery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a big one.
Yes.
They are, would you say they're the most successful female hip hop rap? I mean, would you call them hip hop, or would you call them, what would be the genre?
R&B.
R&B, okay. The most successful R&B female group of all time, or would you put someone ahead of them? Even if it's just the 90s we're talking about, even if it's just the 90s.
Yes.
Crazy, sexy, cool. Indeed.
Despite all the fame and money, the members of the group had no money. They were all bankrupt.
Yes.
Yeah.
I for your information, Tamara, I would not you would not burn Andre Rison's house down. I know you wouldn't. I know you would, like Left Eye did.
Well,
no, I
was staying in one of the cottages on his property,
right?
And then I realized, oh shit, I gotta perform.
right. I'm staying here. I guess I have to perform.
Is that hard for you to rely?
So Usher's staying at P. Diddy's cottages, and he's, I think, 14 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
They brought it such a
Yes.
weird dynamic. Sugar's from Compton, and he was blood. Thank you, Loco.
You've done a million performances. Is
I gotta
it hard?
sing for my meal now.
Yeah, I know. That's what every singer says. They always go, "Why do I have to always sing for my meal?"
Nah, but Ron is a great friend, man. He's a great friend. I didn't have a problem doing it.
I would have gone. Seriously, I would have loved to have been there.
You missed it,
because what time does?
Gamma Man says, Tamara, he's known
I
for
forgot
sisters.
SWV.
Oh, I don't even know that. SWV, huh?
See, it's so many. Yeah, he's done a lot.
That is confusing. Thank you, Frank the Tank. Thank you, Frank the Tank. That is so kind of you, sir. Canada, oh Canada, our home in the native land. Our ending credits says
brother
Lily Rose Depp singing the Canadian national anthem with Johnny playing guitar, and that's how he should always look. He's got it up and he's theatrical. That's how we should look with the Hollywood vampires.
Missed it, man. You missed it.
Because what time does this all really start happening?
It
Really good, like midnight,
the
right?
party really kicked off like around 12.
Yeah, see, he
Yeah, I
wouldn't have
can't
seen
do it.
any of it.
That will fuck me up for 2 weeks straight. I mean, I would be sick if I went to that.
These are the people Howard rolls with, and he will not tell you. Usher brought this up, and Howard you could hear him kind of giggle his way out of it, but he does not want these names brought up. Like Tamara said, he will not be invited back to the party.
Just so disciplined with I cannot, you're a musician.
Yeah.
Is there anything worse, Tamara, than Howard acting like he has some work ethic discipline for this awful show where he's
absolutely
off 80% of the year, and this is the product he comes up with? That he's like, you might as well just stay up all night because it doesn't make a difference. You being disciplined means a worse show. There's nothing about it that
stay up at night. You're in the movies. I have a different kind of life. I have a different kind of life.
I'm a night owl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wish I could have been there.
Yeah, Taylor Swift, exactly, Lucy.
How many songs did you do?
I did one song, but I did like a mashup version of OMG with the Roots.
Yeah.
So the Roots are the Jimmy Fallon house band. It makes it look like he has some kind of hoodie pass. You do not have a hoodie pass like I do. Benjamin says, I just got here. I love you guys. Glad to see Tamara is part of this. I agree, Benjamin.
Hi, Benjamin.
Tamara is paying herself. She's got mailbox money from perpetuities. Residual, says G Canada. Perpetuity, G Canada. That's almost as good as testicular prominence.
They were the house band or something?
Man, they are the most incredible band ever, dude. So they did this version of it, and I kind of caught it. I started to chant with the audience, and before you know it, we were singing.
Why is that fun for you, though? Isn't it work, though?
Nah, improvisation is always.
Thank you, Loco. Great show tonight, John. A big G day to Bon. That's an Australian. My sis and mom live in Melbourne. Jesus Christ. Thank you, Loco.
It's good.
It's loose.
Yeah.
Benjamin says Howard killed Tupac the same weekend as Dana Plato. Benjamin.
Is that right?
You know about the Dana Plato story, right? They had her on and she committed suicide
yes.
the next day, and she got completely terrorized by the phones that Howard manipulated, and he tried to back away. He absolutely contributed to that without question. I
think you guys covered it on Radio Gunk. You guys did a whole thing on it. It was great.
We did. And I uncovered the calls that he used, and it's just not a shadow of doubt that he triggered her. How could she not have been? Who wouldn't be?
You get nervous?
Knowing how fragile she was.
Before you go on stage at like a little charity event like that? Or do you ever
well, I would. First of all, I wouldn't consider it a little charity event.
No, it's a big, okay.
It's a very big charity event.
But I mean, it's not a huge audience.
That actually helps young men and women like myself. So the Apollo, they had come up with this event. And every year there's a party at Ron Perlman's house that's
to raise money for the Apollo.
Right. And by the way, they're one of the biggest supporters of art and also to music in schools in the New York area.
Yes, but my question is, when you go up in front of a...
You guys know about Howard's thing with the rights. He's got the Streisand thing with the right side, as most homosexuals would. So he thinks that's his good side. So he sits on the right of Usher. And if Usher tries to he will actually slide to the part of the couch so he gets the right side. In every photo, it's next to impossible to find a picture of Howard sitting on the left. He's such such
Those
a broad.
boots are horrible. He
Such
is
a
paid how
poser.
much? And look at his boots. No,
Pre-distressed
horrible.
boots. I know. They're
Yeah,
pre-distressed
it's
boots.
horrible.
Small
Am I
crowd.
nervous?
Yeah.
Nah.
Happy birthday to Judy Wright. She's going to
Happy
be
birthday, Judy.
72. This lady has been around a long time. She's the same age. She's 2 years older than Howard. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Judy Wright. Happy birthday to you.
Can I stop you for a second?
Yeah.
Can I stop you for a second? See,
Sure.
that's the boring way to sing happy birthday. Hey, here you go, Judy. Happy birthday to you.
Stevie Wonder.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Woo!
That's a Stevie Wonder rendition. I love it.
Yeah.
It's nothing for you, right?
Especially if I'm on summer water, yeah, like rosé. Just so you know.
You were drinking a little bit. You felt loose, and you were having fun.
Yeah, I had a few drinks. That was cool.
So it doesn't ruin the night for you. Do you start to feel competitive with the other artists?
In some way, you feel compelled to do it when you have, when you have incredible like band members like the Roots,
right?
And you look up there and you see Sierra performing, Blake Shelton.
Yeah, Gamma Man, Destiny's Child. It's tough to beat them. I know, but I think TLC for a while really influenced a lot of those girl groups, and I don't think you could be better than them in the '90s. Seriously, I mean, I like their music. I love Red Light Special, and there's great guitar in that, by the way. And what's the one when they're in the girls' dorm room? It's probably an all-black college. Baby, baby, baby. Yeah, it's just called Baby, Baby, right?
He performed. Pharrell, he was up on the stage.
Crazy, Sexy, Cool. I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Only Tamara
That was the name
Francois.
of the album.
That's right. You and Crazy Robin embody that. I think it was what's her name? Chili. Rosanda? What's her name? Chili. Yes. She said that the TLC actually stands for Tittyless Chicks. That's the acronym.
Really?
Ron doesn't really take no for an answer.
It was a joke. It was like a joke that I guess they made up.
Oh, okay. I'm like, really? Yeah.
Tittyless Chicks.
But is it hard for you to watch other people perform and just be an audience member and sit there quietly?
Don't go chasing Frank the Tank. Please stick to the something Frank's used to.
But don't you feel compelled because you want to get up there and be in the spotlight too?
No, now you changed it. No, you're just compelled to get up there because you're excited about music and it sounds so good.
Right.
They're playing so well. It's like
you're inspired.
Yeah, man. I was totally inspired, man. It was
I mean, you got to be feeling like on a real high too. It's like, this movie's coming out. You did a great job. You're Sugar Ray Leonard. Did Sugar Ray see it at this film? I wonder.
Is it?
Yes, Rick. I know Diana Ross and the Supremes. I'm talking about contemporary, like 90s and on. I'm not going back that far. Thank you, Rick.
John or Joe Welsh?
I don't know. Who are you talking? Oh, Joe Walsh.
Joe Walsh.
Joe Walsh is at this thing.
Joe Walsh was there.
Joe Walsh killed it.
Well, he's the greatest. I can't last. Did anyone suck? Did anyone screw up? Tell the truth.
I'm telling you.
Did anybody mess up?
I told you, the one thing that was a mess up of the night, the entire system shut down. I don't know if it was just because...
En Vogue tendrils. That's a good reference. Did you know
That's
Holly
another
Robinson?
one.
Holly Robinson was in rotation with them for a while. Like
her best friend is in Vogue.
Oh, okay, thank you. What's her name?
Yes.
Okay, and so she got this like tour with them, I think.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm okay?
Yes.
Singer.
I
would love to hear them do the 21 Jump Street theme song at an En Vogue concert. That would be amazing. That would be so good. Oh, that'd be so good.
Wow. It's a high energy in there or something.
Who was on stage? Were the Roots were playing?
The Roots were playing and there was a blackout.
Probably Ron didn't pay his energy bill. If you guys would have performed at 3 p.m, I would have been front and center.
God.
We would have had a really great time. So get back to this for a second so people understand your career trajectory.
Okay.
So you're this young kid and, Star Search, this kind of thing. You come to L.A. Reid's attention at 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Are you full of yourself at that point? I mean, were you the kid now in school? I mean, you're a 13-year-old guy who's getting discovered by L.A. Reid. Were you...
Chubby Pickle goes, Arm, how much is needed for survival mode? Armo coat. I don't know, Sarah, if you're out there, tell Chubby Pickle. That's kind of you, Chubby. I don't know. Let's see what Sarah says if she's out there. Sarah, if you're listening, Chubby wants to ask you what you need for survival mode. That's so. But Jesus Christ, we can never pay you back for that appearance you gave last week. What a phenomenal bit of dirt.
You
I mean,
was
that's the fourth,
excellent.
right? I mean, that's the fourth wall to the Hamptons you'd never get.
I loved his
And
voice. I loved
yes,
his voice.
agreed.
A guy who like every girl wanted to date in high school because I mean now you're this professional
Are you
singer.
still in high school?
Yeah, I mean, what are you doing?
And by that time, no, I was still in high school. I just moved from Chattanooga to Atlanta. I don't think I was, I just was confident. I think that that's the one thing that if you don't have a lot of exposure, there weren't a lot of things to be exposed to in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And while it is an incredible place for the human side of who you are, understanding certain models of life, and I think I had really great motivators and great parents to just teach me how to be a man, right? You have to have a great deal of confidence to believe in yourself. Artists, in some sense, are delusional. They see things, they feel things. You look at television and you find the motivation. You say, I want to do that. You say, I can do that. Against all odds, I'm going to be somebody. I have belief in myself, and I'm going to do it.
Were you always a great dancer, too? I mean, was that something that came naturally, or did you...
On television. I look at lessons.
The lesson was TV.
No.
But
the lesson
Usher,
was TV.
Do you go to L.A. Reid's office to audition? Like, does he say, let me hear you sing something? Does he say that to you?
So I go in his office. As a matter of fact, you guys got to get his book. He's got a really great book. And let me hear you sing. So I go in his office and I put on the song that I sing every time, which is Boyz II Men's End of the Road.
Do it a cappella?
I do it a cappella. Or there's a TV version or whatever. Of course, they produced the song, so he had access to the song. Anyway, so I go in, I start singing the song. He's like, wait a minute. Is it okay if I bring somebody in the room so that you can have an audience? I said, sure, no problem.
Wow,
he brings a room full of girls.
Ooh.
Interns who happen to be in the building at the time.
L.A. Reid's mixed up in the P. Diddy stuff too, right? Tamara, he's been brought up as being part of right. This makes a lot of sense. So he's got his little intern groupies, piling into this office. They're part of the parties.
And that was intentional to see if you had sex appeal, right?
He wanted to see if I would get nervous,
right?
Yes. And of course, the rest is history. I won.
Yeah, you won. But he says to you, listen, we got to take you. This is his plan now. We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah, that's what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's
in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Yes. Tell us about that. You had to learn swagger, right?
How old was Puffy at that time?
I mean, he had to be in his late 20s, early 30s.
You describe it as when Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
So what are you telling us, Howard? Do you know something that Usher doesn't know? What do you mean? How do you know there's orgies? How do you... As we know, as Chubby Pickle told us, Howard's been to every single one of these white parties really since the one that we played, right? So let's go with, I'm saying 13 years straight. He knows exactly what's going on. To ask Ross Apin what's going on. I mean, Zoss Rapin.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle,
right?
And I saw it, and it was, but I couldn't. But I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at.
Was everyone like, "Hey, this kid's 13, so we can't let him indulge"?
No, I was more like 14, 15 around that time.
I see.
And I was curious. I had curiosity of my own, but I just don't think that. Lifestyle was.
But don't you think that lifestyle?
Well, I just didn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? And it was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that.
But Usher, you didn't.
What I did?
Did Robin just get him to admit to a reverse statutory rape, where it's not the same thing, right? When a 14-year-old boy is with an overaged female, but if it's reversed. That's,
back then they didn't look at it that way, but nowadays they do look at it as rape. Before it's like, wow, look at you, young stud getting this older woman,
That's like with the, the teachers, right? The middle school teacher
Yes.
preying on the third.
Yes.
It's never. It's always like, oh, dude, you were with it. Like they're congratulating the boy, but if it's a girl who got robbed, it is pitchforks and torches and superintendents fired and.
Say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Right.
But hey,
But you were focused, right? You were like kind of like, hey, I'm here.
Probably too focused.
Yeah, you were probably like, hey, I really want to make a record here.
Hey, I'm here to make music. Let me do that. And all in all, I think Puff was a compass. He was an idea, a reminder of some of the things. Not a reminder, but an idea of what it could be like.
But isn't that bad for you, Usher?
No,
because
it wasn't.
let
Because
me ask
I realized this one thing. This isn't about me. This lifestyle is his. So I'm going to reap the benefit of just looking and enjoying this. Listen to the music. I was around. I mean,
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans. Jodeci, Mary J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Wow. Remind me again, Tamara. Faith Evans, she was married to Biggie?
She was married to Biggie.
Okay.
Yes.
So
after they knew each other for a few weeks, they got married. And he also had side chicks, of course, which was Lil' Kim. There's another one. What is her name? The light-skinned one. Hey, ladies. I can't remember, but yeah.
Do you remember Lil' Kim was on the Stern Show in one of the MTV shows? And I don't know. I have to go back and listen to it, but I bet you she divulged some stuff. I think Biggie was on the Stern Show like in 95. I don't know if it was an E. Yeah. I'm telling you, I don't know if it was an E show or not. I've got to get my hands on that. I know he was on.
He's having a good.
I got to get that interview for like next time.
You know what I mean?
Were you the only kid?
And I didn't really understand how like incredible that was to be a part of that era of music and be.
By the way, Tamara, did Faith Evans get the Biggie royalties, fortune, rights, etc.? Did she have anything to do with reaping any of the benefits?
Because she was married to him. Yes.
Estate?
Now remember too, I don't know if you know this, Tupac had a song called Hit 'Em Up with the Outlaws, where he said he slept with Faith Evans. And that also riled up Notorious, and great song, by the way. Great diss song. People probably wouldn't like it, but yeah, great diss song.
Chubby Pickle was absolutely amazing last week, says Benjamin. And we all agree. Benjamin. Gotta have him back. No question. Welcome, Cindy Clausen.
Be around those people. You know what I mean?
Were you the only kid at the...
It's raining men, says Cindy Clausen. Wow, how did that come up? It's a very interesting reference. I
hate men, but I'm not a lesbian.
The Puffy camp or the Puffy flavor camp? Were you the youngest kid there? Like all these other people, like Biggie Smalls was around. This and that. These are grown men.
Yeah.
What? You're the only one.
Biggie wasn't there. I lived with Puff. Big was a part of. He was an artist.
Right.
But no, I was the only kid there. Yeah, I was 15 years old.
And when you see sexuality going down, all these hot chicks and all this stuff, so in a way, it's intimidating, right? You're too young for that.
They weren't there for me.
Right. And you understood that.
Howard, they were not my chicks. But I did recognize that, one day this could be my lifestyle.
Isn't that bad, though? Because, in a way, you're a young kid, you're focused on music. Screw the lifestyle at that point.
Well, I didn't know that it was a lifestyle, by the way, at the time. I just thought this is really
Couldn't have corrupted you, though?
This is what it means to be an adult?
Yeah.
Is that what you think?
Sarah says, Chubby, after Google picks our pocket, and probably 80 more. That's such an interesting turn of phrase by Sarah. Google picking pockets. As they say in the hood, Tamara, right? Am I got this right? I'm gonna quote, run your pockets. Is that a phrase?
Yes, it's a phrase.
Have your pockets ever been run?
Me, no, but
I mean, it could have really made you.
I'm sorry, Tamara. Go ahead.
Nothing. I said nothing.
You said me, no, but then I lost the second.
I said I've run a few pockets before. Yeah.
Okay. I got to respect that. Benjamin says Queen Norris is actually better than TLC. So Fred's wife, Allison, came out with a
Wow.
band, Queen Norris. That is a brilliant line, Benjamin. That
That's
might be the
good.
line of the night.
That's good.
To be a star, like this is what your lifestyle looks like. I mean, and
Benjamin, you just wrote your first Fred joke for the Fred roast. A Queen Norris, nothing beats that. That's a great joke.
by the way, I never quite experienced anything.
Anthony says Howard is probably jealous that he wasn't passed around at the freak party. Yes, he is, Anthony. That's good. Tamara Francois is so awesome to hear you on the show, says Tendrils. I
Thank
agree with that.
you.
And we all agree. Thank you, Tendrils. PC Ross Rapin. Yeah, Zoss Rapin when you invert the names, PC. Howard's dress as Miss America would have been the ultimate cherry on the freak party. That's well said.
Like that. It's like you going from place to place. I mean, we were flying all over the place. It wasn't just New York City.
I know, Jose. Right to the orgies. Wait till Justin Bieber comes up, Jose.
We go to Los Angeles. We go to Miami.
It's crazy. Did Puffy
crazy
have any rules? Like, because you were 14 years old, did Puffy chastise you at any point? Like, hey, you got to go to bed or something? I mean, or was it just like you were like a little...
Tamara, did you hear the part when Chubby Pickle said that they tried to make him sign an NDA that was like the size of... It's crazy, right? And that's
it's not just at a Diddy party. It's at... there's been parties I've been to in LA where they try to make you sign a NDA.
And Howard is all over that scene and that light and that, he issues that to everybody. He's probably signed them. I bet you Steve Martin had him sign them. I bet you Seinfeld had him sign. I guarantee it. I bet you Diddy had him sign.
Man on your own.
I was like the little brother. They call me Baby Boo. And I was the little brother. Everybody looked out for me. And I think that
Baby Boot. Sarah says, hashtag never forget, Ross Zapin was one of the train cars that plowed into Heather Clem's tunnel on camera. I forgot about that. Oh, Jesus Christ. We got to have we have to have a Zoss Rapin show. We have to. We really got to dig into his work because he is all over this music scene. And I have no doubt he knows exactly what's going on. I'm the FBI. I'm going right after Zoss Rapin. Because he'll sing. He'll roll over. He is terrified of that job and that lifestyle coming. He's the LA head of Sirius. What is it? He's the West Coast vice president or something of Sirius.
To some extent, it was to his benefit to keep me around because I was help. It's kind of like a Rob Peter to pay Paul type thing.
Who's Reginald V. Johnson? Tamara.
He's the dad from Father Knows Best. Family Matters.
Oh, okay.
The cop,
Urkel's dad.
The one with Urkel. You got it.
Jaleel White.
They say Reginald Van Johnson, aka the dad, went to one of these P. Diddy parties. In addition, they say allegedly he's gay. But they've put him on camera and he's like, I don't know what these stories are. Please don't put my name in it. But yeah. They say,
please don't tell me your namesake, Tia and Tamara Mowry, weren't at these things. Please don't tell me that. I love me some Tamara Mowry.
No, they were they were brought up in church household. No.
Okay. Thank you.
No.
When you build an artist, but he was. He wasn't disciplinary. No, he was letting me be a young man.
Is that true, Gamma Man? Faith Evans loved Tupac. Who didn't, right?
And they never said. And Tupac messed around with a lot of women, especially Hollywood women. But they never really said if it was true or not in that song he put out, whether or not he really did sleep with Faith.
Any white bitches, Tamara? Any snow bunnies with Tupac?
Madonna.
Well, how long did that go?
That's a good question. That I don't more remember. Than
any actual relationship with white bitches? Any snow bunnies in terms of just as a relationship?
Not that I remember. I'm sure the chat will say, but I don't remember that. I don't.
And are you going to school during this time?
Yeah, I had a tutor.
Mm-hmm. You had a tutor. Mm-hmm. You're living at Puffy's. You're living the dream. Mm-hmm. He's your mentor. He's going to produce your first.
Yes, PCPPO 20. Yes,
Yep.
Little Kim was wearing those pasties, they purple, I
Yep.
think. Yep. And she didn't give
It
up.
was
Okay,
at the
thank you.
award show. Yep.
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 So he says she didn't give up anything interesting. I'll take your word for it.
First album.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, and he's going to mentor you and show you the life and all that. Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, could you stay up till 4 in the morning?
Mary J. Blige is with Tupac? I mean,
No.
Biggie?
No, I think what he's talking about on screen is that Puffy used to mentor and, deal with Mary J. Blige first
Okay.
in terms of producing and stuff like that. And then as Faith, because she was a good singer too, was coming on the rise. If I remember right, Mary J. Blige took the back seat and Puffy spent more time with Faith, and Mary got mad and said, you know what, I need to go because the attention should be placed on me, not Faith.
All the sisters hate each other. I mean, it's like you don't.
I hate that. Yes.
Hell hath no fury as a Faith Evans scorn, they always say, right? And black women do not play when it comes to that. There's no doubt. Jesus Christ, Chubby Pickle. I didn't.
Chubby Pickle.
Look at that. I got a chubby looking at this. I'm stuck in a Little Rock, Arkansas hotel having a drink and eating pizza. My truck broke down and I'm already spending money. Why not help out? Oh, God, Chubby, that's crazy. Look at Sarah. I think her Sibian just came out, Chubby. That's crazy. We were talking about your truck, that Al Pacino's Lefty Ruggiero character was actually stole trucks. They actually would hijack trucks like yours in the mafia. And I feel like when Al Pacino ran into your truck, he was still in lefty mode thinking, how can I steal this? How did you hear that, Tamara? That Al Pacino jumped into his truck and started looking around and all this stuff.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yes.
He's 84 now, Al Pacino. I'm trying to remember what year Chubby said that was. I think it was 2018, I want to say. I'm trying to remember why he was in Vegas, but Jesus Christ, Chubby, that is so magnanimous. Yeah, I don't even know. I'm gobsmacked reading that. I cannot thank you enough. It is unnecessary. I can't wait to have you back. What a delight! What a light you are to our midst.
You need to meet with Chubby. That is awesome.
I know,
That's
right?
awesome.
You doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, could you stay up till 4 in the morning with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. I had like,
what
like
a
living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. And at this point,
per diem is enough money
not to get you in trouble.
You're right. Well, it depends on who you are. It all depends on who you are and what your exposure's been.
Right.
Were you bitter about the experience with Puffy? In the sense, your first album came out, it wasn't a big hit album.
No.
It didn't really succeed in the sense of the future commercial success you were going to have.
Real talk, I was not bitter at all.
But
because
Tam Fran doesn't mess around, says Frank the Tank. The mean streets of Montreal are no joke. I agree. Just ask Andre Dawson, Frank.
For my age, it gave me...
Do you remember that Artie story, Tamara, where he said that him and David Spade had a joke about that song by Everything But the Girl, and it went, oh God, and I miss you, Spade, like the Expos miss Tim Raines, and I miss, you remember Tim Raines, the bass stealer?
Great,
Yes, the National League, Ricky Henderson, and I miss you, Spade, like the Expos miss Tim Raines. I love the fact that Artie listened to that song to know that reference.
And you did a good job. That's great.
I used to love by the way, the Expos hat is my next Major League Baseball hat purchase. One of the best hats in the history of Major League Baseball. And I cannot wait till Montreal gets a team back.
A leg up. It gave me an opportunity to be 2 steps ahead.
Right.
The one thing that I didn't get, right? Most young artists, like, New Kids on the Block, New Edition, the Jackson 5, they all reaped the benefit of being kids when they came out. I didn't.
Right.
I came out, with more.
Yes, Gamma Man, Tamara of Tia and Tamara. This Tamara Francois is the same Tamara as Sister. It's the same. Yes. Maori is her middle name. Gamma Man.
On serious shit. You know, I was singing about sex.
Right or wrong, that is a good-looking broad. Tamara Maori is a good-looking broad. That is,
She's
does
very
not
pretty.
get the credit she
very
deserves.
pretty. Yeah.
Got the birthmark and everything.
I never really even had sex. You know what I'm saying?
That's the crazy thing. In a way, it was a misread, I think, by Puffy, because, in other words,
G. Canada says, I just threw up in my mouth thinking about Wigatron dressed up for this. That's so funny. Ross Bang, Heather Clem, vomit. Yes, Frank. Ross and Heather Clem. In my research, is anyone a top position can be blackmailed, Arm? Yeah, blackmail is a skill, and there's someone out there looking to blackmail you at all times. That's how a sociopath thinks, always in terms of how do I blackmail? There's people gathering evidence on you, and how can I? Yes, it is scary to think, but you're absolutely right, Lucy Fire.
a 14-year-old kid singing about sexuality and all this
Well,
stuff.
that's a good one, Jose. Do you think Tupac messed around with Janet Jackson?
That's a good question, because I remember they did that movie together, Poetic Justice.
Yes.
And I don't know if you know this, but Janet Jackson wanted Tupac to do a HIV or STD test.
No, I didn't know that.
They even yes. And Tupac was like, hell no, I ain't doing that.
Oh my
Take
God.
it or leave. Yes. Because of her image.
She wanted him. Had they messed around yet, or she just
No, it was before the movie. I think Tupac said it on Arsenio Hall or something. That's how old I am. And
so Janet, I love Arsenio. I loved Arsenio. Janet Jackson anticipated that Tupac was going to bed her, so she had him.
I think it was just his rep.
That's so bizarre. Oh, that's such a weird story. That's so Jackson, though. That's so Jackson family.
And then during the movie, they just developed a great friendship. And she was like, I don't understand why I thought you were this way, because she only looked at how he was in the music industry.
Right. Yeah. The misconception of like the real Tupac is this guy.
That was Devontae Swing's idea, and I don't think that Puff was, I don't think it was a bad attempt. I just think that as it relates to introducing a young artist like me, the agenda was a little bit different, and I think Puff, he had his idea. Those songs, they were good. When I talked to Jay-Z, he's like,
oh, so PCP, nice, great knowledge you have here. I don't remember this. I do remember Jaleel White on the Stern Show. I do remember that. He says Jaleel White, a.k.a. Urkel, was questioned on Stern about Reginald being gay. Caller asked, did he ever snap your suspenders? Holy shit. I'm going to have to go after that. I forget what year he was on. Oh, he's a cool dude, Jaleel White. He's actually a really good basketball player, believe it or not.
Really?
Like a legitimately good basketball player. Yeah, it takes a lot for me to say that. Crossover dribble, step away, fall away jumper. Kind of like a combo guard is his game. I remember watching him during the NBA Rock and Jock game. Remember they had the basketball game at MTV with the...
Yes, I remember that.
Thanks again, Chubby Pickle. I'm again gobsmacked with your benevolence, kind sir.
yo, man, one of your best albums was your...
I don't know if it's feeling sorry for you for eating Arkansas pizza, right? I mean, that in itself is, you got to describe that for me. Is it, Ragu or Heinz over...
Maybe you got Domino's or Pizza, Little Caesars or something.
You can't screw that up. That's true. Is Costco's pizza the same in every state too, I wonder? You could do that. Costco's pizza.
That's a good question.
How's the pizza in Dallas, Tamara?
I don't need Domino's or Little Caesars. I found other pizza places that are much better.
Oh, really?
Much better.
Why don't you make your own? You can just make your own.
I know, but I work late, so.
You know us guineas always making our own pizza.
Opportunity to be 2 steps ahead. The one thing that I didn't get, right? Most young artists, like, new kids,
don't want to be involved in the second album.
Yeah, well...
do you think now, when he looks at the millions and billions of records you've sold and the amount of money you've made, he could have been a part of that, right?
Well, he was always a family member from afar, so I never felt a disconnection. He's still a big brother.
Right.
I just spent time out with him and my kids in Malibu. And we've always remained like really great with each other. I will always look at him like a brother.
Right.
Regardless to...
The FBI's got to be all over Usher with comments like that. He knows
That's
everything.
why he deleted his Twitter. Accidentally, he said somebody hijacked him, but yeah, okay.
How giddy do you think the lawyers of all these people, all these celebrities are right now?
True.
I mean,
true.
You can have generational wealth representing these celebrities right now, implicated in the P. Diddy stuff. They love it. The lawyers love this shit. Yes, Lucy Fire. Mary J. Blige is an absolute icon and legend in all of. Yeah, that name elicits nothing but respect from everybody involved.
Agreed.
She is she's a cool broad too. Every time I watch an interview with her, I always like what she has to say.
You know, where he is or where I am, I've always been supportive of him. He's always been supportive of me.
So you weren't upset in that moment when he said, no, I'm not going to produce your second album?
How could I be? This is an industry of business.
Right.
And at the end of the day, if I was going in a different direction, it wasn't him who said he didn't want to be a part of it. I think it was a very deliberate decision to go with Jermaine Dupri.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
See?
What?
But hold on.
Listen to that clip. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp? Yes, Benjamin, the gift that keeps on. This is
Send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
See?
What?
I'll tell you.
Let's play the clip of Howard laughing at what goes on at these P. Diddy parties, knowing fully what goes on. That's a good look. That really holds up in 2024.
Yeah.
Funny thing. So check it out. So things aren't much different at Puff's house. I mean,
you're not kidding.
They're having a good time. Listen, now they're having a good time at the house in Malibu, and my kids show up.
Yeah.
And they terrorize every fucking body. I'm like, do it, get them.
I want to go to Puffy Camp.
They're in the pool, people in their nice clothes, they're splashing people. It's crazy.
Was it scary to you at that point when you were making the record? You were hitting puberty. Your voice was changing.
Yeah.
Was that scary to you? Because, I mean, as a singer, you don't know if that's going to screw your whole sound up, right?
Absolutely. The first time, that's it. And if you don't have that talent, people disappear. And at 14 years old, to be abandoned like that, it was fucked up. It was like, yo.
It's actually a good question. If when he's the puberty thing, what about his voice deepening? It's actually how he's capable of asking good questions.
You just gonna disregard me? I'm a human being. But you don't understand that until you go through this. It's a very harsh reality.
That's why I'm asking you, because Puffy is so important to you, and he was so great to you.
No, it wasn't Puff, though. I'm telling you, it was everybody else. Puff was always cool with me.
Right.
And even Puff accepted me knowing that my voice was already messed up, or I was going through puberty. He accepted me with the pimples and everything.
Yeah, you had a lot. You broke out. You got acne,
I got acne, all of that.
What'd you get?
Because often, Tamara, as you'll attest to this, and Bon, it's not about the talent many times. It's about the image and the gimmick and the shtick and the persona that you're crafting for these people. You can fix it in post. You can fix it with auto-tune.
Over the last 15 years,
Right.
Absolutely.
It's never about talent anymore.
Industry.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Especially with P. Diddy, right? When is it about talent? It's about auto-tuning and the smoke and mirrors that you could do to make someone look like they're super talented. Anyone can do that now. He doesn't give a shit about talent.
They can make a song, just the main song, in like an hour now with that crap I'm talking about, the really bad shit. That
you could do that, Bon. That's your MO. You could do that.
Ex-girl. They get the whole song going within an hour, and it's just absolute shit. Yeah, anyone can do it now too. At home, you can make beats that sound exactly like the big groups. You can do the whole thing. It's just
Gamma Man, Tim the Rock Reigns. Yes, that better not happen. The White Sox might move to Nashville. Oh no, please.
Really?
Oh, they're sabotaging. That's such a black team, too.
What does that mean?
The Chicago White Sox shares Chicago with the Cubs, and I guess they're just not making enough money, and the owner probably says, I don't want to do this anymore, and he's going to let them get away to Nashville, which is
So
Tennessee.
they get to
And
call them
Nashville
their
is
team.
growing.
So they pay them
Nashville is
heaps of
growing,
money.
so I can see. Yeah.
You're
Does
right about that.
Nashville? It's probably stupid. It is a very stupid question. I'm not going to ask it. Okay, so how much does they? How often do teams move? Every few years, a team will move.
It's hard to ballpark. It's erratic. It depends on the owner. It depends on the fan. Depends on the city's not supporting them. Sometimes the owner, like in Seattle, the big scandal was that Clay Bennett is the owner of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and David Stern was friends with him, and he let Clay Bennett steal the Sonics from Seattle, and they have not been in Seattle in 2008 is the last time the Sonics are in Seattle, and they became the Oklahoma City Thunder. So there's a lot of collusion going on. Tennessee now has the Titans, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Nashville Predators, and if they got the White Sox, they'd have all four of the big four. They'd have a major team if they ever got the White Sox. I hope not. I'm getting new White Sox hats now. You can't move. They can't move. I don't care. I'm buying it anyway. Montreal Expos, Tamara, became the Washington Nationals.
Yes.
And
my
that
uncle
was
told me
I
he was
hated
quite
that.
upset. He was
You have
quite
a whole
upset by that.
country. You have a whole country rooting for one Major League Baseball team in the Blue Jays, and a whole country rooting for one NBA team in the Raptors. Isn't that crazy? I cultivated a hat collection for 20 years, and I lost it during COVID. What an ass.
Accutane, because you don't have any problem.
Yeah, I did a little Accutane.
yeah.
Crazy Robin on
Hi, Crazy Robin.
Nothing
and we
better
were
than
laughing.
crazy.
I go, you got to be careful, because if you end up drinking like that, you might end up one day waking up with a half-black kid. She has a half-black kid. The kid's half-black.
Oh, I hate Sal so much. I'm so glad that I pummeled his Instagram with my trolling from the Deppening. I used my real name and everything. Sal, Richard, and Billy Mirror are doing some show, and I just went crazy on their Instagram with comments.
I love it.
But isn't that an important part of the job? I mean, Puffy probably said to you too, hey, kid, you got to look good, right? I mean, you got to...
Nah, actually, he was like, take that shit off. He said, we don't want you to look plastic. We want you to be real. We want you to be, like the real kid that you are. You're a cool kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but so much of your appeal as a young girls really go wild for you. I mean, that does work for you.
At the time, it was about fitting in with an older audience, making sure that there was an acceptance, because he did have...
Gamma Man goes, I've been enforcing with T and Tamara and Tracy Ellis Ross. That's Diana Ross's daughter?
Daughter, yes.
Yes, and she's an actress. I did not know that until 2 weeks ago, that she's Diana Ross's daughter.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God. Well, obviously, more money, more problems comes from I'm Coming Up, right? Diana Ross's I'm Coming Up. No, wait.
Yes.
So you better get this party started.
No, I'm talking about Diana Ross, not
Pink.
fucking Pink.
Really? Oh, fuck. That's embarrassing.
Penal colony
Have
putts.
this idea. We got to think about the long-term goal of who you are, not just... Think about how many kids are stuck in that space.
Image.
That's right.
Right? And they can't get out of it. I didn't have that. Now I lost something because I didn't have a natural...
Thank you, G Canada, sir.
Canadians
That's
coming
kind of you.
through.
They always come through. Thank you, Mr. Testicular Providence. Show truth, transparency.
Childhood from 13. I mean, being an artist and making that my priority. I didn't get a chance to go to school. And
Judy Wright remembers the HIV test. That Janet Jackson. I had no idea. That's crazy. Okay, we're kind of winding down here. I'm going to play just him talking about Justin Bieber and Howard going right to the gay stuff with him, as you would imagine. Listen to Howard frothing. I mean, this is 2016, so Howard's like, he might as well be out of the closet. We've already been, on to him here.
Yeah.
To be in a bad spot.
But then I would think it sets up a relationship where your mom could resent your wife because she's doing her old job.
Nah.
No?
Oh, I forgot about that, Loca. Right, Jada Pinkett Smith and Tupac. I could not get that. You remember that, Bon, on Radio Gunk? I couldn't get that played. I couldn't. This insanely salacious, great clip of Jada Pinkett talking about Tupac. I could not get a second of that played. Boy, was I
And how
was
she still
irate.
misses him. She
I know.
still misses him. Yeah.
Oh,
It
I was
happened a
pissed.
lot, John. It,
I know. That
it
was
wasn't an isolated.
that I turned, Bruce Banner. I went all Bruce. I hate. Oh God, it's such. I got to pull that out for next time. That was one of the really good things that could never get played. I fucking spent all afternoon going through this Jada Pinkett interview,
And then you get this.
I am
and I got-
begging you to fucking move on.
That's right.
No, my mom likes to see me happy, man.
Yeah, and you have a good relationship with your mom, right?
Absolutely. Incredible relationship with my mom.
Why the decision to do the voice? I bet you that was one of the hardest decisions to make.
I forgot he's on the fucking Voice. It's also Howard thinks it's a hard decision to do. It is the easiest job on the face of the earth. Howard would say that, like, Simon Cowell and Paul Abdul and Randy had the easiest job until he got AGT, and now it's like it's the most cerebral, difficult. I forgot Usher was on.
All you need is a bit of, like, I could go on that, no problems, and I could pick the moment they're singing a bit out of key, and I'd go, you're a bit, you know how they go, you're a bit pitchy there.
Yes.
You're a bit pitchy. I can pick that. Any muso, anyone who's singing, anyone can go on that. If you've been playing music for a few years, you'd be able to be a judge. It's just garbage shows.
Because he
I'll
did
never
AGT.
watch The Voice. Never.
Because he did AGT, now he's making it as if these jobs are like tremendously difficult. Now it's because he just he was fired. Simon Cowell fired him. Jaleel White was on Howard August 30th, 19. Thank you, Pt.3. I will go after that. Thank you, sir. It's been Jesus so.
And of all the
25 years ago.
offers, of all the offers of shows, he went on the worst one. Like, if you forced me to go on one, I'd go on one like American Idol or The Voice, where people are actually having to sing. That AGT is bizarre because
can't
it's
fake
a
that, right.
circus. You've got circus magicians, and then you've got people doing stuff that's just stupid.
But
and
it's fixed.
if I don't understand anything about acrobatics and watching that, and I'm going, what do you expect me to say? Oh, that was great. Like, at least the ones with the music and stuff. Howard picked the one that was just that's the worst of them all, I think.
It's fixed. The show is fixed.
It's that
we found
Gong
out
Show, isn't it? That's what they ripped it off, wasn't it?
You remember Joe Matarese, the comedian? He said it's fixed. They had it already. They cast it. It didn't matter. They didn't pay attention to votes. The show is completely fake. Yes, it's the Gong Show. It's a glorified Gong Show with a bigger budget. It's much like the Stern Show. The contests are fixed, and and who goes on to anything from those shows? Isn't the whole point of it you're supposed to go on to another strata of fame? Nothing happens from it. It's
nothing.
Worst.
That's why the other shows, you get a record deal. You get to put out a song.
Right.
You know?
What do you get from this?
I don't even know what you get. Does anyone in the chat know what you get when you win?
It's money
AGT?
and
Money.
Like the taxes are taken.
Yeah.
It's actually a very shitty, flimsy. What is it like? It's almost like a Dr. Evil $1 million. Like they just made it up, and it's like it's not a lot of money anymore in the entertainment landscape when you even put that number out there and you deduct taxes and shit.
Awful.
Jaguar says Mary J. Blige is considered a monster on par with Diddy and Usher. Is that true, Tamara?
Yes.
I didn't hear anything.
There are some stories circulating when on Death Row, there was an artist called Danny Boy. He sang the hook on Tupac's I Ain't Mad at You.
Okay.
That he was underage, quote, allegedly. And she messed around with him and tried to get him to do some things he didn't want to do. I think it was in a book or something.
Wow, I had no idea.
So,
okay.
yeah.
Did not know that. That's L.A. Reid on the left, right?
Correct.
In between.
Yes.
Because that's kind of like, you got all the money in the world. You got 50 billion.
So Chubby's having Domino's for everyone. I know everyone's.
Yes.
I just saw what he donated. Chubby, that's amazing. In Australia, that's like $150 Australian. So it's even
guy just
it's
keeps
huge.
one up. It's amazing.
And you're
An
going to
album
yawn at
sold.
him.
So with that being said, why not share it? Why not share the knowledge and the wealth of information that you have with
Is that what you did with Justin Bieber?
Who's a
You couldn't say that to a worse guy than Howard. He goes, "Why not? Why not be a mentor? Why not share the knowledge and make some?" Howard does nothing but kill career. You cannot be good. He will do everything in his power to stop anybody from having success. He's the worst guy. Name one person Howard has ever cultivated and brought into that world, and not he. All he does is kill careers. That is the worst guy you can say that to.
You know what I need you to do, John? Chubby's been amazing. I want you to take $10 out of that and buy that large, the Tavolo.
Okay.
Are you going to buy it?
Yeah.
I want to know, and I want to
Yeah, sure.
review, because you know, Scotch glass that you know, bar the small sort of glass that's that you put that ice cube in, it's taking up half the glass. It's incredible.
Hey,
I'm
Bob,
not even.
I have one of
And
those.
we're not.
I have
Oh,
one of those.
beautiful. Do you have that? Do you have the big one? It's the one on the left that's
The big one, the one
blurred.
in the middle, that red one.
Yeah.
I have that.
It's mental. I don't even know why I'm promoting them, because as you all know, they dropped us because of me.
Maybe Diddy was
And
why.
Sarah's been doing like Diddy sending me harassing messages about that sponsorship ending, and I don't know if I should do a show where I reveal her anger. She's been saying that I might get into an accident because John, as you know, John went and bought a Hyundai because when we got that sponsorship. And now John's in.
A chutzpah 2024. It was.
John's in debt now. I don't know if there's a cooling off period if you buy a car or whatever they call it, where you can say, "No, I don't want it anymore." But John's in debt, so the $90 when you take off that 10 from Chubby has to go to paying off the Hyundai. And am I saying Hyundai wrong?
Yes, of course you're saying it wrong.
How do you say it?
You're doing the Howard thing where you're deliberately mispronouncing the words.
That's how they say it on the ads. They say,
Yes.
buy Hyundai. So how do Hyundai? Do you say Hyundai?
It's really stupid. The Y is they don't. It's really dumb pronunciation. You're right.
All right. He's just giving you more money.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's the Lisa G book at the Dollar Tree. Chubby Pickle. Lisa G was in the Diddy. She was following him around when he ended the interview on Howard in 2006. Of course, she thinks she's in the hip hop community because she was on Hot 97 that year. She thinks that interview is about her.
to be an up and coming artist? So now with Justin Bieber, that was an opportunity brought to me.
Yeah, by the way, when you say it was brought to you, isn't it true the first time you met Justin Bieber, you were in a parking lot. This kid comes up to you. He's not Justin Bieber yet. He's just some kid. And he says, I want to sing for you. You say to him, I don't want to hear you sing in a parking lot. It's disrespectful. I'm not going to sit there and audition you in a parking lot, right?
Well, oddly enough, that is what happened, and probably what happened to me, right? So I'll never forget the first time I saw Dallas Austin. I was in the parking lot of a nightclub. He had come out, obviously drinking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a few people. It was Dallas Austin, Keith Sweat, and I wanted to sing for them in a parking lot, and they wouldn't see me. So it wasn't just a parking lot. It was at the studio of Jermaine Dupri's.
Right.
And I'd heard about Justin through kind of the grapevine because people were talking about him. And, you know, I said, you know, why don't you set up a meeting between me and your manager? I'd love to meet with you and do this in a formal setting. I'm late for an appointment with Jermaine Dupri,
right?
And I don't want to keep him waiting.
Tamara, what's Jermaine Dupri's big hits? I'm trying to remember. I know he's collaborated with. Okay.
Yes, he did an album with Jay-Z where they did different songs. I think his biggest one is "Welcome to Atlanta."
Okay.
With Ludacris.
He keeps coming up over and over again in this, and I'm just trying to think of like what would make him. What is his big songs? And I'm not saying I'm an aficionado, but yeah,
he did "Honey," your song, "Honey."
The Mariah Carey, right? The Mariah Carey. I remember that.
He did an album with Jay-Z. The biggest song is "Money Ain't a Thing." I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
Okay. No, "Sweetheart" with Mariah Carey.
Yes.
Okay. Jeez.
But that's more her song than his, right?
But he produced it. I think he produced it.
That's okay. I'm just wondering. His name just comes up over and over again in this Diddy stuff. And Jose, but yes, the Chargers leaving San Diego pissed me off to no end. The Chargers are my second favorite team after the Steelers, and they are really good every year. And I have no idea why that effing city wouldn't support them, and they had to go to L.A. But it bothers the hell out of me. The Brooklyn Dodgers. Oh God, I'm a man. Don't tell me they're gonna pull I hope you're wrong about that. Shit.
So let's just do this the right way. And
then you looked him up, I guess, on the line. Online, he had a couple of videos if you like what you heard, and then you have him come to audition for you, right?
Actually, it were a few people. You know, to be perfectly honest, it was my wife.
Crazy Robin says the Confederate flags are in the Nashville. I believe that. That's definitely sounds. It's a weird. It's an up and coming city, but it's like it still has the remnants of the racism you would associate in Tennessee and stuff.
At the time,
right?
It also was Perry Reed, L.A. Reid's first wife,
right?
And we were
also Jose. The Rams and Raiders have moved 3 times since we've done this show.
Many times. Yes.
The Raiders moved to Oakland, Las Vegas, and L.A. 3 times since we've done the show. And back again.
In a room.
We were in a room.
Yeah.
And I showed her the video. And Perry says, "Are you crazy? You better get down there and meet this kid right now. He's amazing." I said, "Hey, listen, and me and my one of my best friends now, we didn't necessarily see."
You're right, Loco. Anybody know any lakes in Los Angeles?
Yes.
That's they're from Minnesota. The Clippers came from Buffalo. They were the Buffalo Braves initially, and then they became the San Diego Clippers.
Eye to eye. There was some crazy thing that happened when we were kids where he was a local promoter and he didn't do right by me. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to confuse the issues. Me and him are in a good place. I don't want it to be bad.
Daddy.
And he said, no, this is bigger than that. This kid could really be something. I said, okay, well, let me talk to her.
Right.
We reached out, we talked, and I told him I felt like, what, this could really.
Do you think there's a skill in sampling music, guys? Do you think there's an art to that, to take something and sample it? Or I know that Biggie and I feel like he and P. Diddy went through their mom's vinyl collection and looked for all the because Jesus, is it Hypnotize that sampled Herb Alpert's Rise, that one little part?
Yeah, it's an art. It's an art form. Yeah,
I think it is because it's not them. It's so many artists that did that back in the 90s, even to now.
Yeah.
Oh, you listen to Beastie Boys, trip hop band Massive Attack. You can look these up on YouTube. You can look up Beastie Boys the samples they used, and it's just this. They'll play part of the song that the Beastie Boys did, and then they'll play the sample on its own after it. It's amazing. It's an art. Fucking amazing.
I was telling Black Morticia Adams this about Aerosmith. I said we wouldn't fucking know. I wouldn't know who Aerosmith. Generation X. Aerosmith owes Run DMC a debt that I cannot tell you for resuscitating their career in the 80s. All of a sudden, they plop out Aerosmith, and I'm like, who the hell are these dinosaur rock? I mean, I thought they were 80 years old then, when Run DMC did Walk This Way, and that put them back on the map. There's no question they did.
That song influenced stuff like Rage Against the Machine and then new metal with rapping over metal riffs. It's a great song. And that's who produced that? Was that Dr. Dre or someone? Or no, it was Rick Rubin, I think.
Run DMC?
Rick Rubin, yes.
Oh, I didn't know
he produced that song. So that song's epic, even though I'm not going to listen to it because it's cringe. But back then, nobody had heard that. No one had ever heard that before back then.
I didn't know who Aerosmith was. I didn't know who they were until they popped up in that video. I'm like, what the hell is this? And then they took off. Aerosmith had this huge career in the 90s and shit. I'm telling you, you would not have known. They would have just been totally forgotten about.
Oh, they were already really big.
Not at that time, though.
They were
huge. 86. Aerosmith was nowhere in 86, believe me.
Really be an amazing moment for your career. And I really think, because he was just trying to shop the kid. He wasn't his manager at the time.
Right.
And, you know, I said, hey, listen, musically, I think that there's a lot that I can do. And as a manager, I want to mentor you. I want you to be his manager. You know, we kind of, you know, looked for different people, you know, to potentially manage him. But because he was working with another artist at the time. And I felt like, yo, man, this is really a major moment. You should really lock into this one. And I will too. And we held each other's hands through it. And man, look at the success.
Well, yeah,
that
it's
came
unbelievable. I mean, what you did for him too is to really give him confidence and mentor him. Does he still turn to you for advice? Do you?
Yeah, look at that fake smile, says Jose Volataro. Look at Bieber's fake smile. It's worse than
well, we
Howard's
turn
joke.
each other for advice and we help each other because now we're working together in the capacity of management. So I went from being managed by my mom, managed with my wife, and now my best friend.
Who's that, Scooter or somebody? Scooter Braun is Justin Bieber's manager. So you encouraged him to become the manager.
Well, we work together in the capacity of management.
Yeah. When you see Bieber out there, do you get involved?
Listen, I ultimately had.
Okay, here Howard's just about to go gay on Bieber. Get ready for it. He's gearing up. He waited a couple minutes. Just here it comes.
Reap the benefits of having a great family net worth around me. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, that even is a success in your career. I mean, Bieber makes a lot of dough. Therefore, so do you. I mean, that was a pretty good call on your part, right? Back in that kid.
Ultimately, I don't think it's about the money. I think it's about that very thing that I just said. You know, keeping it in the family.
But when you sit there, when all these dick pics come out and all this stuff with Bieber's big penis. Are you the mastermind behind that? Say, listen, show off your big penis and people will come to those concerts. Or are you sitting there?
Is that the kind of manager he's doing?
Did you hear that segue? He had that sitting. He couldn't. He's like, if I bring it up too fast, it's gonna make it look like I'm gay. Let me just wait. I'll bait him in, and then there was no segue at all. There was nothing pertinent about it. It was completely
He just goes
non
straight
sequitur.
into cock. Ugh.
Welcome, Babe Lewis.
Usher, are you sitting down with him and saying, yeah, show your cock, or leave it in your pants? I mean, do you sit him down and say, look, part of this is PR,
Hey,
man.
by the way, he does have a brain of his own.
Yeah, but were you shocked at the size of his penis?
Hey, listen, he has a mind of his own. What he chose to do with his penis is his prerogative. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's running that himself.
But he's got his own. He's managing that aspect of his life.
But Usher,
I have nothing to do with Justin Bieber's private parts, man. Come on.
Does Justin ever buy you an expensive gift to thank you for all of your input? I mean, you mentored him, you believed him in an early age. I mean, you really have helped him. I mean, in a real big way.
Come to mention it, no, he hasn't.
Right? Do we resent that? Do you want to say something now?
No. I think that relationship has, really been a fruitful one.
But when he screws up, do you sit him down and go, look, I know something about this business. I've done it all. I've lived a little longer than you. I'm not coming and preaching to you, but I am trying to advise you.
And Chubby Pickle. Does anyone know this? He's like the male Whitney Cummings. Speaking of irritating, he's this hack comedian, Chris D'Elia. He has
the name.
Weird, greasy hair. So he got hugely Me Too'd for grooming underage girls and barely legal girls over and over on the world. And he played the "I'm a sex addict" card. Guess how this was triggered? So you could kind of connect the dots here, and I hope he gets brought into it. Speaking of annoying. Guess who he opened for on the road? As a comedian, he opened for Justin Bieber on the road. Justin Bieber said, Chris D'Elia is my favorite comedian. Okay, this is like before. So he goes on and he opens for Justin Bieber. Who goes to Justin Bieber concerts but 14, 15, 16-year-old girls, right? Mm-hmm. So this is who he's grooming all this time. Now Bieber's mixed up with this P. Diddy stuff. And it all kind of comes together in this case. There he is. Thank you, Bon.
Yeah, that's him.
That's him. So he got majorly Me Too. He was canceled. And there is audio of him sliding into 16-year-olds' DMs, and they recorded him. And Snapchat is a great documentary. Sarah, what's his name? Porcelain or something like that. Did it, and they've compiled all the evidence. He is done. His dad was like a pretty big time producer. So he's a Nepo baby, by the way. His dad is a guy named Bill D'Elia, who is like a 90210 I guess he was like third in command on like the 90210 run, and he did a whole other.
Anyway, this girl Sarah has the most amazing body. All she wears is orange.
So, is there any doubt you could just tile? Justin Bieber had a roast on Comedy Central, and D'Elia was invited, and he said, "Chris D'Elia is my favorite comedian." And so, guess who hosted it? Kevin Hart, of course, emceed it, and it all runs together. It all, you can just connect those dots, right? You are who you hang with. Thanks again, Chubby Pickle. You are no doubt you are who you hang with. Where's Justin's mom? She's a showbiz mom. Timmy the cat, right? Every show, like Dan Schneider, Nickelodeon, showbiz moms, they just want the fame and the money. They don't care what you do with their kid. The last thing they're worried about is what happens to the kid's well-being and what happens to them later on.
Haven't heard the sex addict excuse since Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas did it, and David Duchovny did it to Taya Leone.
Michael Douglas must have been cheating on his wife, and I wonder if Duchovny was as well. If that's
totally was. Totally.
That's excuse.
Totally.
Wow.
Eric Benet used that same
Eric Benet.
Halle Berry.
Look at Tamara going black with it. Look at Tamara answering with the black. Eric. You remember Howard was obsessed with Eric? He called him Eric Benet, like it was like he deliberately mispronounced his name. And they used to, that's a great reference, Tamara. Eric Benet and Halle, that's right. That's a good list to compile. The sex addict excuse when they go to we got some good ones there. Okay, I guess this is the last one. Let's play Suge Knight for Tamara. This is Suge Knight on the Howard Stern Show, and I don't know if there's anything huge here, but let's see what we got here with Suge Knight on the Stern Show.
Cigar.
Yeah. Mr. Knight, Puffy.
Puffy?
Yeah, listen. Puffy, P. Diddy, Snoop Dogg.
Dr. Dre,
all of these brothers dissed you.
Brothers, huh? That what they are?
Yeah, well, barely. I'm more a brother. They disrespected you.
Right.
When are we going to go get these guys, and how are we going to do it?
Wait a minute.
Let's get it. No, come on. When are we going to get them?
So Howard facilitating a beef here, right? I mean, that's like...
Well, basically, ever since they've been music witness protection program, I haven't seen any of them.
Right. Have you seen any of these guys who... listen.
By acting like a bitch.
He's a bitch. Will you kill all these guys? Will you kill Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and P. Diddy?
Well, you know, one of the things I would absolutely not do.
Isn't this crazy?
Wow.
Because you remember, after Tupac died, right, everybody ran for the hills.
Yes.
So Snoop came to the South, went to the South with No Limit Records. Dr. Dre was already out because Suge and him couldn't get agreement in control of the music. And Tupac is gone. So all the main artists are gone. So that's what they're talking about here.
And we didn't take this as seriously back then. You know, we kind of were just like, every rapper's going to kill each other. Howard's kidding, but he's not kidding. I mean, I think he's getting his marching orders from Zoss Rapin, giving him the dirt on this. I mean,
it could have been. I love that idea of a Zoss show. Just by when I was walking the dog,
really
great
do.
idea.
I really do.
I like
got
that.
The goods.
I would love to see that.
He's a link to so much shit.
It'll take so long because we have to go through the fight with Jason Kaplan. Will take an hour or so because it's just the greatest of all time. I love the idea though.
He first got introduced to the show because he brought Dice on. He was Dice's manager in the late 80s.
Wow.
And that's
so
how
he
he
must
got
have made a
introduced to the
ton of money then in the late 80s.
Yes,
Dice
and that's
was
how he got right.
Zoss was a millionaire then, for
and
sure.
You got to remember, Dice's album. Dice actually had a comedy album that did really well, and so that's kind of part of the industry in a way. Like, you know, it's so that was what he
like.
That's how
my sister, who's 4 years older than me, like in the late 80s, she hired from the video shop the Dice live show. That shows you in Australia he was huge. He probably toured here. I don't even know. I'll have to look it up later. But
co-star of Private Resort with John Christopher Depp II and Rob Morrow, the TNA film from 1985. Go Steelers. Yes, you got a great Steeler fan.
Yes.
Yes.
So you're
Go
so
Steelers.
your team is the Steelers, John.
Who's the rapper, Tamara, that did the song Black and Yellow? Oh God, what is his name?
Wiz Khalifa.
That's it. Thank you.
Wow,
Black
Tamara
and Yellow.
knows
Black
this
and yellow,
stuff.
black and yellow. I love the Steelers. I am a Steelers diehard fan.
Do you love the Steelers, John?
Yes, I've been a Steeler fan since I was 4 years old.
I got a question for Tamara. I should have asked Chubby this, but Tamara, when white people say wigger, like I can't say the N-word, but when white people say wigger, when I was thinking about it, I was thinking, does that annoy you?
I said that. I asked someone that. We asked Chubby Pickle that last week.
Did we? I might have been. I don't know what I might have passed out. But doesn't it? Like I was thinking about. I was thinking, wouldn't you? You might think that's a word we say about white people who are trying to talk like us, and we're putting them down. So for a white person to say it is like insulting. It's insulting.
No. I think what you're asking her is it patronizing when you see a Marky Mark and trying to and Justin
that's another
Timberlake
part to it.
And like I say this, the D.L. Hughley line was everybody wants to be black until the police show up. So do you find it patronizing when Justin Timberlake tries to act black, but he didn't earn it, and you know what I mean? Like, do you find the wigger patronizing? Is what he's asking.
No, because I feel like throughout all of music, well, since we're in that genre, they've always taken things or segment, you know what I mean, of black music. So I just think of it as, you guys appreciate what we got. So,
well, they said that was because of Janet Jackson and the Super Bowl when Justin Timberlake ripped off the top for CBS and then moonwalked away from it and let Janet Jackson take the rap for the whole thing.
Yeah, that's when I stopped listening to Justin, because I just didn't appreciate. You need to go down with the ship too. You were involved. Right. You weren't, out of it. Yeah. You just let Janet take the whole fall for that.
Got that stain on him. That's stayed though. A lot of people think that about him.
He's pretty hated now, and that's when D.L. Hughley said, "Everybody wants to be black until the police show up." He was talking about Justin Timberlake moonwalking away from Janet Jackson and letting her take the rap for it. That's how that got created. Okay, where are we with this? Okay, back to Suge Knight.
Bad, because one of the things you got to realize is this: it's more painful for these guys to be around and not be around, because every day they get up before they even brush their teeth.
You can't say that.
I thought it was a Howard Stern.
No, you can't say that shit. This is not prison, my brother. By the way, assalamu alaikum.
Nice looking sister too.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for talking to me.
No, anyway.
That's so great that Suge Knight just thought, hey, well, this ridiculous discussion on here. I can curse, right? Wouldn't you think if you don't listen?
Yeah.
I would just think you could curse.
Yeah.
I would do the same thing. Who wouldn't think you could curse? Why not? Abracadabra, I wanna reach out and grab ya.
Excuse the foul language anyway.
Babe Lewis says that Eminem is using that song Abracadabra, which I think I just sang. I think it's right. Is it Steve Miller? Abra. That was when
I know
jumped
that. That's catchy though. Oh, Aerosmith. He is. You're right. The Eminem song. Yeah, this year it came out this year. It's using the whole. Wow.
I'm
obsessed.
That. I'm obsessed with what makes the artist, and I use the term loosely, use that song. How do they come by? We never hear the backstory about how they find the song to sample. I feel like Biggie goes through his mom's vinyl albums and just says, "Oh, let's get Herb Alpert's Rise."
They do.
Yeah.
They really do. Like Eminem could have just heard that song and then he said, because he can pay for the song. If it costs $50,000 or more.
Do you remember Eminem Toy Soldiers song?
Yeah,
Martika.
Yeah, I love that song.
Yep. That is a good song. That's a great song.
Oh, yeah.
Step by step.
That was a big hit. Martika was huge. That was our
It's a
number
great
one
song.
here.
Yep.
I love that,
Mhm.
and that's just so epic, and just like Wind Beneath My Wings, you know, Bette Midler. They're
Bette
just classic
Midler.
songs, you know. Did you ever know? You can't not get emotional, you know. And I just want to point out somebody last show. One of you in the chat is a guy, but I can't remember which it was. It wasn't like Melvin or Canada. No, I don't. Somebody made a comment during it and said, "Can Bond please stop trying to put on an American accent and just talk in his normal English voice?" And I thought, I mean, if you are you fucking kidding me? I can't even say Hyundai right. Do you know what? If I'm putting on an accent, I can't listen to I say can't when you guys say can't. And you know, when I was a kid, we thought it was called Sega, and
Why
then we
does
hear you guys calling it Sega.
Why does Kate Winslet get away with it?
Jameson right in the
I'd
city.
be shocked if anyone who listens to this show thought I was trying to have an affectation. If I use a word like soda that you guys call it, in Australia we call that like a soft drink. So I'll use the word soda because I know
Yes.
it's like if I talk about the trunk of a car, I'd say trunk because I know you guys say that, but in Australia we call it boot. There's what's in the boot, man, or the hood. You call the hood of the car. In Australia, we
Yes.
call that the bonnet. But that's universal. I bet you if I go out to some Hickville town out in the southern states in America, and I drive up to some mechanic and I go, I've got there's a weird sound coming from the boot. He's gonna just go, okay, let me have a look. He's gonna get it.
Yes.
I'm getting off topic, but I really don't think I talk American. I'm surprised that person said. They said
No,
it
I
in a
don't get
really
that either.
angry, like they'd had a bad day. You know, this is what
Yeah,
happens on here. They had a bad day. They had a fight with their wife or something, and so they come on the show, and you can you can just write something and it'll get put up on screen. They were like, I'll just tweak this little twerp. That's another one in Australia. We call them a twerp. Like meaning it's like a dick. Anyway,
Right.
So I thought that was strange, but no.
I don't get it either. Aerosmith does owe Run DMC for their careers coming back. They absolutely do. Wow, I haven't listened to that guy in so long. I forgot how stupid he is. That's exactly right. Thank you, L. Ron.
Well, Aerosmith
And that took a lot of pressure off of me.
That's true. Jenna Jameson in. Diddy was in today.
Okay. So the only reason I'm playing this is really quick, and I want you to sample this. This is John Hine saying the N-word. I don't think anyone's
really?
ever heard this.
Have you censored it?
I was looking for this. Thank you, Boff, for getting me this.
I hope you've censored
Lost
it before
wrap-up
you
show.
play it.
No, it's just he tried. It's believe me, even though he goes NGGA, it's still just
Sarah
douche
will
joke.
punch you if he.
Hey, Jim Florentine, I thought did a great job sitting in today.
Jim's great. Jim knows exactly how to hang. You know, so you're never gonna win.
Did Carmine? Did you not like the My Niggas that they played today?
What?
Yeah, he says that the way I would say it.
Yeah, but
it
still,
didn't
it's
sound
John
cool,
Hine.
did it, Tamara?
It's John Hine doing it. That's John.
look
Hine.
Oh my God, that's cringeworthy. I'm like,
nothing worse.
But look what Chubby wrote. As a black man, he's saying,
Thank
"Wigger,"
you, Chubby.
so
That's what I'm-
patronizing.
That's
See?
what I said. So when you have to look at Marky Mark and Justin Timberlake and Michael Rappaport and on and on and on, and Justin Bieber, it has to. I've seen black people on the basketball court looking at the wigger, and the look, they give you the squish face and they're going, stop mocking my culture. You do not deserve,
Oh,
you do
God,
not
yeah.
have a hoodie pass. You do not deserve to speak my language.
It's like
and I
if
can
I
see
got
it.
off, if I was like straight off the plane at LA and I walked in through customs and I showed them my passport and the guy goes, "Well, g'day, mate," I would be like, "That's really funny. I've just been on like 20-hour flight." And I'd go,
It's
still
the same
different,
thing.
but yeah.
It
yeah.
is. It's
I
just
love it,
Patreon. I agree.
And you got it right. the word I was looking for was patronizing. Yeah, it's definitely
That's the
fascinating.
perfect. Yeah.
See, but Samara isn't that worried about it. See, it's different though. It's not.
No,
It's not
I
universal.
guess because I've seen it so often, Bon. I've been to so many places.
But
see
so's
it so
Chubbs.
often.
He's been in every state in
I
America or in the
I
truck.
just
Like
it may be different
Autobot.
for men versus women, but I'm like, okay, whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
They look down, they look around, and before they go from their corner, leave their house to the gas station, they got escorts. Police escorts.
Really?
Right. Everything is just all hectic. So it's not really a life. They like doing time more than I was doing time.
Listen, now let me ask you a question.
Half of these guys, I don't have anything about, against gay people or nothing. It's just I can respect the person who's gay who come out and say they's gay.
Right.
Then you got your choice. But the other guys,
Howard's gay. Say Howard's gay.
The rappers are gay and they don't admit it.
Yeah, 95% on this closet cases.
Right.
Come on.
Tamara, do you agree with that?
Yes.
He says there's much more gay. And who do you think he's talking about?
Oh my God, you're trying to get me in trouble.
Well, no. Isn't there bisexual with P. Diddy now? Is that who he's innuendoing here?
Yes.
I think so too.
And Dr. Dre. I think he said
Oh,
Dr.
Dre,
Dre.
right. Do you buy into the Dre is gay room? Is that substantiated?
Dre was he was always in the studio, so you never really saw him out. You never saw him out. But
Yes.
Diddy for sure.
Kylo says the more you hear about the entertainment industry, the sicker you feel about ever paying attention to these people. And you do. It's a lot of shame that goes on, Kylo. You're right.
95%?
I wouldn't say 95% because I don't know all of them.
Isn't it true?
Names.
No, don't name names. Isn't it true? Evil Dave is so nervous that he's quiet.
How are you today?
Yeah, Evil Dave is in studio. Isn't that a great juxtaposition?
I love Evil Dave.
Evil Dave with Suge Knight. I think he says something racist here.
Dave Letterman. I don't know if
Can
you
I just say something, Mr. Knight, that I'm very pleased to meet you, and that I'm the head of the Ball State University chapter of the Bloods.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
The real Suge Knight goes, yeah. The real
you
David
don't
Letterman.
play with people's gang. You don't play
No.
with gangs like that.
I like the black community. We've gotten a lot of good things from them. And
Oh, such a funny moment that. Oh.
The real David Letterman went to Ball State, by the way. That's what that was. That.
Oh, look at Dave Letterman. Look
May I
at
call you Mr. Niggas?
Niggas.
Oh,
Hey, what you
Oh
know?
my God.
Oh, there's your drop on.
Howard repeated it.
Howard repeated it, and who do you think wrote it for him? Where do you think it came from? You think Howard doesn't know he's saying that?
But he
knows
wasn't
exactly
allowed
what-
to say it back then,
No.
was he?
But let Evil Dave say it, so I don't have to say it. Is what
But he
did.
play it back though. Howard says the same word, the N word
University
straight
chapter
after
of the
it
Bloods.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Look at Dave Letterman. Look
May I
at
call you Mr. Niggas?
niggas.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you know,
What about
Wow.
these white guys who say the word niggas?
well, you know, I'm gonna break.
Wow,
good.
is
Ready
your
to
evidence?
our,
Play that clip.
There we go again.
Ball State University chapter of.
Oh, play that. I got you. Play that clip for.
We're shock jocks. You use the N word a lot.
I've got to get you the one with Whoopi with him being asked if he's ever said it. You don't have that in there, do you?
All right, we're gonna wrap up soon.
The Bloods.
All right. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Look at Dave Letterman. Look
May I
at
call you Mr. Niggas?
niggas.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you know,
What about these white guys who say the word niggas?
well, you know, I'm a
What if Suge Knight said this back to Howard?
You got slapped
the yarmulke.
I did.
Oh, that would be just. See, that's
I
another.
love my laugh.
That's not all right, right? Why is that not all right? Why can't you just say that right back?
break it down to you like this.
Please. Right.
And if certain people say nigga, we might just have to have a little conference level.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Dave
You
Letterman,
can't.
you better
You're a
be
white guy.
quiet.
You can't say. Were you saying nigger or niggas?
Rest
Oh
in
God,
peace,
we're gonna
Evil-
get into
Oh
trouble,
my
John.
God.
Evil
Sarah's
Dave.
be
Evil
worried.
Dave is passed away. Isn't that crazy?
Niggas.
That's
Niggas.
horrible.
Yeah.
You better not say anything.
All right.
Dave.
Let's send this clip to Sonny Hostin. Why don't we?
Contract.
He got a dizzy in his miz off, and he just, you know,
David.
that rap was incredible. I mean,
he was
hip with it.
Yeah.
Cause you know,
Right.
you know, or maybe she just wanted somebody she can just slap around. I thought.
Wow,
this she can bitch slap every now and then.
You-
but then again,
Is that embarrassing to
then again, I looked at it again. I got start getting mixed feelings. I said, wait a minute, but Puffy a dancer too. So she probably said, wait a minute, what's the difference between having a dancer with a little money and a dancer with no money? She still have a dancer.
Right.
So pretty soon, I think J-Lo finna graduate from the dancers and get some, you know.
So when you were in prison and you'd see that J-Lo broke up with P. Diddy, you would laugh at that. That's, in other words, it's very disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful.
Make him look bad?
Made him look like a bitch.
Right.
If he go around, he promoted her, he helped her, he took us to a certain level, he gave her that ghetto credibility, and he was like telling he believed in her, he told her she can do it. And you know, from the rings, from the chains, and all those type of things, and they say she snitched on him, but I like J-Lo. I think J-Lo very, very good people. I think she got a nice look about herself.
Yeah. If she went out with you, she wouldn't be leaving you, would she?
If she went out with me, her whole attitude would be different.
Suge Knight, thanks for coming in.
Hey, thank you for having me. Since when we get off the air, baby, you know.
Yeah, you can, you go over there and you can have something with Robin.
Her whole attitude would be different if she went out
What
with
is it
him.
about Howard that you like? You know, you can tell it's real. It ain't fake. It ain't something made up. It ain't a situation where they get together and they try to make it like water.
Oh, you have no idea, Suge.
Yeah,
how
but
fake
it was.
You have
It
no idea.
was.
I
It
wish.
was-
God damn it. Anyway, guys, thank you for hanging on this slog. We're at 4 hours and 3 minutes here. Tamara with a fantastic debut on the level of Chubby Pickle-esque
Great broad.
debut. What a great hang, right? What a great
Thank you,
hang.
you guys. I really appreciate the opportunity. You two are awesome, and I love
Thank
you guys a lot.
John.
Thank you.
That's some nifty ferreting you did in this one. That's a lot of clips. Well done.
Hey, John and Sarah, it's Holly Robinson Pete. How you doing?
Bon, do you have something you wanted to promote or say? I can't remember if you. I feel like you did.
No, I think I had my rants earlier. I'm fine. There's nothing.
You are the dream I never knew